volume weighted average prices. Somebody selling there at around $6. BZAI was much the same situation. We tried to take this one above 282, but it kept failing at 280s, and then we broke down, and now it's just lost VWAP not that long ago. CC Cup continues to trend higher. So this should have been in this one all day, 657. This is a Circle leveraged ETF, up nicely on the day, about 39%. Good volume on this one, too. The volume didn't really drop off much. BZAI's lost trend, and MNDR, the one I'm involved in here, has been holding above 50 pennies, basically since reclaiming the volume-weighted average price at 1230. But on the other side of the coin, it has had an aggressive seller in and around 160 that we haven't been able to shake, Joey. So, yeah, just leave them with a thought before we head over to the big boys.
Yeah, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It's strong recovery here in the market, even though the NASDAQ and the SPY are still hovering below the volume-weighted average price. But there is individual strength as we have Palantir continuing to climb higher once that's bottom. It's been steady up and to the right. We have Bitcoin heading into that $80,000 mark, slightly coming in off of that. And then we have Tesla retesting its previous intraday high. So there's a lot of opportunities, as there typically is, especially when we're headline sensitive. Sure enough, I hope everyone had a fantastic day. If not, guess what? Market's open. Well, if you want to
guess who's playing today, too? Citi.
Okay, wow, brother, I wasn't going to guess that.
Citi is playing at 3 o'clock, Joey, and they're playing away at Everton.
My phone saying Siri. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So did mine.
Did yours go? Yeah.
Citi.
All right, stop.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. Stop, man.
All right,
yeah, no, I hope everyone has a fantastic one. Guess what? We have Palantir earnings. Sean and Neil, Brendo, Adair going to be covering that after the bell for you guys. So be prepared for that. And then guess what? Tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. if you're an extreme earlier bird, the market opens up again. But 9:30 start. As always, be prepared. Whether it's a good or a bad one, let's rock and roll. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. Only matters what you did today.
4 a.m. What's up?
That seems early.
We ain't gonna be here at 4 a.m., but we'll still be here at 4 p.m. That's tonight, so we can, well, you just heard. Palantir earnings, some really bad company called Duolingo, in case you've heard of them. And I feel like there's a couple of other ones, but it'll be mostly about Palantir. You know, we'll go over some of the other ones as they get out there. It's interesting. We're just looking at there's a lot of that's moved today and has been good, like the moves in oil futures, the moves in some chip names, the move in the memory names, the moves in crypto. But the NASDAQ might be having its smallest intraday range in at least a couple of weeks. So, you got to pick your spots. You got that circle up like 19, 20%, Bitcoin, ETH, doing some strong things for sure. And of course, we've had some oil shockers as well. So when we left you guys, USO was at the lows, and then it broke out into some of those highs. It's made a bit of a top here. That's why I'm short oil, because effectively USO made a high and jumped into a short trade on a trend break and bull. Just looking for VWAP as the usual trend break.
And as Neil said, great trades available today. I mean, when we left you, we were really pumping the tires of this Intel short. I hope some of you were able to hold on to this one. This has obviously been a big one right now. And so we did get stopped out there. We still believed in our position. We got right back in, and here we go, man. And, this is the definition for me of what we're supposed to be doing, and that is taking big risk with little stops. And I mean, right into here, we talked about where we were going to get stopped out of. This is a 20 cent or so risk. And now we're in the money too. So this is like 10 to 1 at this point. And we still got a decent amount of shares on. And we also have Palantir as well. This was noted on the note. I mean, finally, we stick with our guns. We write down 145. For Palantir here as the #1 trade of the day. It comes right into 145, and we take that there at 145.50. I had a little lower off bids as well near 145, but that did not come in. So there goes Palantir here right into the close, and yeah, we'll hold fort today with these trades and just chill out, wait to see what happens. Palantir, we just took some out on the way up. Just every single time it bumped up, we took some stair steps right there, and that was that. And we actually we'll go perfect today. We don't have any red stocks on the board for myself here. As SoFi was a good one at 1650 or so. I hit that until finally got stopped out down there. That was a pretty good trade. It's obviously all the way back, and then that's it, man. Intel, Palantir, SoFi. Right now, the two names. And then I saw Tesla was really, going on a run there midday there. I don't know. Joe and Sharif, I think they were just busy doing whatever they're doing. But this was also a great opportunity to trade it. Like, wow, maybe I should not be going to the gym. Like, how good is that for a level there of Tesla? Like, definitely a name that I trade a lot of and done quite well on it over the years. So Tesla, what a good move that was, 385 up to 394. And I know some of you in the chat, a lot of you are tagging me there in the midday, so thanks for doing that. It's very kind. But yeah, someone had an $8 winner on this. I mean, that's what it's about. You know, risk little to make a lot. So there it goes, Tesla, upside, great trade. And as Neil mentioned, yeah, the NASDAQ, like this is why you have to, you know, plan your trades and trade your plan, you know. Because you never know when you're going to have this kind of a day. And, you know, if you're a futures trader, maybe you're not into too much there, but you might have been able to identify this as a little bit of a bottom area as well. So, yeah, lots of opportunities. And then, you know, I missed my my look there on Bitcoin. We should have had that earlier at 45.50, or was it 45.50? 44.50. That was the level on there as well. But yeah, we'll just keep on holding out for this, man. Look to see if we can get a little lower here in Intel. Our best cover is 96.60 right into the low of the day. And then Palantir, like I said, I don't mind holding this into the close. We'll see what it winds up doing. I mean, if we could take back the 50-period moving average, maybe we'll get a little bit out. But yeah, we'll be talking all about that throughout the afternoon and having some fun with you as well. So Adair will be here with the news. Sia's here. So lots of stuff happening. And thanks everybody for coming through and you know, participating here with us one more time. So yeah, lots of trades coming through. Hopefully an hour 50 left, but we don't have to force trades. I mean, if they're there, they're there. And
what was the deal? Arun Warriors just said SKK made their month best stock of the day. I'm trying to look in this one
Is that a stock? Skechers?
Well, it's nothing that we...
Oh, at Sean, made my month. Yeah, perfect. I mean, that's exactly what we're trying to do.
This thing was halted, started at $1.60, got to $17.80 on 5 or 6 halts, and then started doing volume on the way back down. That's wild. Usually I expect to see like some kind of volume on the way to the upside. So you got to be in this one early. Like, would it even hit any volume scanners early? So what's the deal with this? They signed definitive asset purchase agreement with Rantizo to acquire a drone company assets. Yeah, if you can find one of these that goes really early, like take a shot, that's insane. Because you were getting this at $1 or $2. Now it's on the way back in. Be careful if it halts down. Because if it's a $2 stock when it starts, like absolutely anything, right? Like, I can't tell you the number of times we've seen these. And it's not that they give up the entirety of the move, but like a good portion of the move on the way back if people don't take their profits. So just be a little bit cautious with this. Someone asked, why short Boyle when USO is at a high or turning? I'll give you 2 reasons. One, Boyle was at a local high, and Boyle's daily chart looks like this. So Boyle's daily chart looks like that. You know what the chart of oil looks like if you've been following. So when it's at a resistance spot, they generally will follow each other in a general sense, not all the time. Nat gas and oil are not the same thing. But if I can find that top on something downtrending, which is at resistance, as opposed to something which is uptrending and stronger, and I can take one after the other is turned, and that's just the plan of action. Sharif was trading that SKK. Yeah,
is that what he got?
Because this is the risk. So the thing about trading something like this.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. Whoa.
Like, I guess at one point it calms down, but by the time it calms down and isn't going from halt to halt, it's up like, what is that? I don't know, like 700 or 800% by the time it's not in a halt fest. It's not very conducive to getting it early, which I think a lot of times you need to get into these early. And it wasn't even at any point when this was trading, what normally I guess would be the word I would use. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious as to how this could get on your radar for the first initial halt up so that you get it at $2. Like, what would clue you in to be in here? I get it. I guess you could take a shot on the second halt, but then you're, buying 5 to risk to 170? Curious about that one. I don't know. We don't know anything about the stock. It's not. You said Skechers. Like, the first thing that comes to mind if I see SK was Skechers, but it's not because they were bought out.
Well, it might be SKK Holdings. That might be who it is. Yeah, tough trade today. I'm sure you guys were following Sharif, so I don't know what his story was, but I can see there SKK, tough one in today. Yeah, man. I mean, I want to do something right now, and let's go find out who. And I haven't looked yet. Who's making the money here at Real Trading? like we're $5 in the money right now, but as we talk about here, the share sizes and everybody uses is up to you guys. So we're gonna go find out here what people have been trading and in what markets here at, not at Trader TV Live, at Real Trading. We both, Neil and I, sit on a prop floor, so we all trade other people's money right now. And this is what it looks like so far from Friday. Now, again, not a huge day, right? I mean, everything pretty unique or pretty isolated to North America there. Amex and NASDAQ. These are the markets that the traders will trade. Someone traded the Canadian markets over $5 grand. NASDAQ. Blue Ocean makes an appearance there. So that must have been maybe from Sunday night or something. I'm not sure why Blue Ocean is there. And that's what it is. So New York, NASDAQ, a pretty easy money-making thing there. I wish there was more to talk about. Maybe, you know, when, I don't know, the LSE or something, if there's some hot stocks.
I think the way it worked for the Blue Ocean is if they was on the Friday's note, that would have been like Thursday over.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's probably like Thursday earnings.
Yeah, Blue Ocean, that's like a good number. Like that, you know, we've seen a couple $1,000s on Blue Ocean.
Yeah, unless there's, I guess the thing, unless there's like a big company with earnings or some big overnight event, like maybe something pops off in oil or that moves the market. Like that's when people try to take advantage of it. Like I don't think that trading in the overnight is at the point where if you're doing that, then you're trying to be active every single day. I doubt there would be like opportunities all the time when it comes to Blue Ocean. But Greg Mortensen, I love this quote. Or it's just a concept. No such thing as easy money in trading, let's be real. That is absolutely true. There is no such thing as easy money in trading, unless you are unless you're the house. Easy money in trading is if you're, what's that IPO, MyX? I haven't looked at this one in a while. Hopefully they're still doing well. It was one of the best IPOs last year, just in terms of performance, because a lot of them would go up and then, you know, like the first day, and then they would get absolutely destroyed. These guys are the Miami exchange. And right, they just make money on the spread. It's a gateway, anyone can see it. Here, if I just pull a level 2 over here. Of course, now I'm not gonna see MyX on this one, because they don't really trade very heavily. But no, they make the spread. Every single time someone buys and sells, and when there's market activity, they make money. Look at the exchanges; they do incredibly well. Look at the market makers; they do incredibly well. Like that's where if easy money is not the right word, but it pretty much is easy money in that side of the market. But in trading, you've just got to try to put the odds in your favor. Find something that is edge for you, and if it continues to work, then you've got to try to do that and do less of what doesn't. That's the other thing. If something's not working for you, then don't sit there trying to make it a thing. Like you can't do that over and over. So you find the executions that work. I like some trend breaks. They've been working well for me this year so far. So I look at what's working the most and try to do more of that and go from there. Like you can also try to fight things. Don't get me wrong. Like was it last week? There was one day on Intel. It was like Wednesday, or whatever this day was. This is Wednesday, right?
Yeah, what day is it? I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't really make a difference. But I remember being short like 3-4 times in the upward move, and got a little bit back when I finally got it. And then when it did the same thing on Friday, basically did the same look for the mean reversion, but just way more patient with it. Like was much more patient to make sure I got only in after a top was made and little scalp trades and then getting out. And then when I got a good one, fair enough, and ended up doing on the same chart, was short multiple times on a similar looking chart, but on one I was down and the other one I made it back because you're just a little bit more patient. And that's what it can be all about. Speaking of what it's all about, we know what's coming in here after the bell, but we also know what already reported and is disappointing. That would be Apple. Apple, see the market's flat, but Apple's down a full percentage point. Now I'm still a believer after that quarter that this is headed to the all-time high. But we haven't caught the bid yet on Apple. It's topping tail after the gap up and another, barring something crazy in the afternoon, red day for Apple. So we're still looking for that bounce back day here in AAPL. Only a couple of days since earnings. I still think they got some room to rally. Today was an Amazon kind of day if you're looking at the Mag 7. And Apple still languishing, but that's fine. We've seen some selling in this earnings season. And then you just have to be patient and let it bounce back.
Just writing my wife here, 1 p.m. Okay, so, no, I agree. I mean, I was looking also at Meta today was getting into 600 bucks. That could be something. I did take a little bit more off Palantir here as we broke through the 25 period. I mean, we said the 50 period would be kind of key, so we're getting a little lighter now. I still want to try to hold something into the close for that one. And then right into here too, Intel, I mean, they're all at areas where you may want to consider getting some out. I have about 30% left of Palantir, I'd say, and I'm not sure how many shares of Intel I had, but I'd say it's under 10% right now on Intel as well. And someone asked, can we look at SNDK? Why not, man? And you know, we just last week, well, you weren't here, so it must have been Monday. Joe and I wrote down some picks, and it's just Joe wound up winning, but SNDK 1039, like it's just like this is up now $200 there to the upside right now. So, I mean, SNDK just continues to absolutely motor. And if you're looking for a long, you may want to look for right around here, 1225 or so on SNDK. I mean, I still like the market here, even though it's giving a little bit back. But for me, like that would be a long level. I'm not going to take it. I would think that I'd rather have the short. So if we can get up here into where VWAP is, into where your 200 period moving average is, like it held there, it held underneath here, it held underneath here, it held underneath again. So that's like 4 basically, you know, targets there where we held underneath, or at least at, you know, we could have used it as a support or resistance is what I'm getting at. So that would be something there for me to short it, but still up 4% might not be a great idea to look at SNDK on the short side. It just looks better to me to the short. I don't know if I like it though. All right, the other one would be the NASDAQ. I mean, we could always have a quick little look at this. TQQs again on the NASDAQ as it's trying to break a little lower. This was a good shorting opportunity. I mean, VWAP all day, baby, for this one. I mean, comes in here right off the open, holds it, breaks higher, then comes into here, breaks lower, comes back like 3 or 4 minutes later, says no thank you to that, rejects downside, comes into VWAP here, rejects again, spends a couple minutes over it, now back down through. So, yeah, this is not a horrible area. 65.25 maybe as a possible out. I will short this again. What about, or for the first time, what about 65.10s or 65.11s? Like, we could say the market's sideways because it is. I mean, we could look at it.
USO's starting to go.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that the exact. So USO is another great example. It doesn't mean you can't find opportunities. And just for you guys looking at something here today, make sure you do log in every single day. And every single day that I'm here, we're posting up. Oh yeah, by the way, I found one. I found a Lucid on my way in today. So there's a Lucid right in front of me. Must have had his right turn signal on because I don't think it's broken.
Or his brake light.
Oh, maybe I should. Yeah. Anyways, that's what it is right there. I don't need to zoom in on that, but I did find one. So shout out to that. I don't know if I doxed him with that. With his license plate there, but you can go find out who that is. But anyways, what I want to get at besides that was the fact that, you know, these are the notes, you know, and this is what makes, regardless of the market, this is what sort of, you know, makes your trades is preparation. You know, we always talk about that, right? You know, 145 long there on Palantir. We'll talk about Google and AMD and how they just crashed right off the open. So I actually don't have either one of those. And I'm going to actually learn right now how to set up alerts in our platform, because this IBIT at 44.50, I mean, that was an absolute missed opportunity. We would have loaded the boat up there, and then, you know, today would be a completely different day. But we're at about 2 and a bit times our daily goals right now, and that's just because we're able to go 3 for 3, including SoFi right here, which was not that great. SoFi's a cup of coffee. Palantir was great. Despite taking the low of the day at that point on Palantir, we got out of 75% of what we had left. We held the rest. That went to the upside. Then as we were at the gym, we just left a bid there at 145.50 with our stop order breaking through 145. And then boom, nice upside trade there as we trust our levels. We don't even have to be here to trade the levels. So that's that. And then Intel, again, the same type of thing, man. This is, you want to talk about conviction, Neil. This is conviction. Like, you know, how many times? 6 or 7 times right there to go boom to the downside. As a trader, that's what you need to have, man. You need to have confidence in the strategies and what's working out. And there goes Intel, man. Different month, same results. Intel downside. And look, we got, I could show you, and I'm not like position, I'll go long or go shorts, right? I mean, if we go look over here on Friday, where's Intel? I was hitting that long. I don't know if I posted it. Maybe I didn't put up all the trades. But anyways, I was going long on Friday through that $100 level, right? And so I was able to buy some dips. But today, it just felt different. built different, felt different. There's the move down for Intel today. We just continue to watch out for it. So into that pre-market high. I don't know what gave me sort of those thoughts there today, but just playing off of basically $98 right into there. And watching it continue to fall down. Obviously, we're short above that. If we were going to break 100, that was going to be a problem. But our stop was pretty good on Intel. So we'll just continue to watch that. And then because I traded SoFi, we were actually looking at it earlier. Robinhood was having a really good day. I mean, crypto was
Well, that's because of crypto.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. And that's what we were saying when I had Joe on here. We were going back and forth. I said, Robinhood's probably not going to have a great quarter, man. Crypto was not great. But if crypto can get back, then this name will easily, I think, I don't know about testing $90 anytime soon, but, if this thing goes in a run, if we come in tomorrow at 84,000, something like that, Robinhood could see $85. So I think Robinhood's in for a 10% move at some point. We just got to have crypto on our back. And, I bought at 66,000, so we're about 20% in on that one right now on BTC, but I'm going to be holding for a minute. So thank you, Alberto. Best trader you've ever seen. Well, that does mean a lot, and we want to always thank you for those kind comments. And, we have other great traders on the show as well, but I'm happy to show you my trades and talk about them every single day. So just keep coming back, and hopefully we can continue to have some success.
Exactly, and having some success right now is Orogenics. And we got some updates out of them. OGEN over on the NYSE American, NYSE American. The company's now activated its Phase 2A clinical trial in Australia, with its first site fully operational and patient dosing expected next. They're developing ONP-002, an intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injury, an area where there are currently no FDA-approved therapies. Alongside that, Orogenics has spent the past year strengthening its balance sheet, raising capital, resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus now shifts to execution, with clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation. Again, I want to thank them for sponsoring the portion of the show. That's OGN on the NYSE American. Looking like I'm going to take another trade in BMNR, and it'll be almost exactly the same as, well, not the first, the second, because the first trade was more of a topping tail. The second was more of a pure trend break. This one is, again, trend up, take the trend break short, give it to the prior bar in here. And it's sort of the idea, just when something works, just go back to the well with it. Boyle, with USO moving to the upside, just one very quickly here because there's a bounce. You can see very quick move to the upside. One of the reasons I like trading Boyle instead is how many bars in the 3-minute are heavy? Well, you have 4. Well, as that was already going up, I can still get the bid on Boyle. It's lagging the move. So that allows me to, while I can already see one moving, just be reactionary, get on the bid, still get it profitable. And then while that's breaking higher, if it turns over in USO, then I short back in at the prior level, don't have to move my stop. If it doesn't turn, I just leave the stop in. That's one of the reasons why I like it. It's just, if it wasn't following, let's put it this way, if USO was going and it was going at the same time, then it wouldn't be of any use. But it's the fact that USO will go and then Boyle will go 2 minutes later that it allows you to be in the other direction. So when USO's, it's an easier fade. And as I said before, one of these charts, looks like this on the daily chart, which means in a general sense, it's just always going down, realistically. So, excuse me. So BMNR is the only new thing I just got into, but that's just a typical trend break. Look, we've seen, whenever we see energy go up, that's usually meant risk down. The NASDAQ's at VWAP and rolling over, so crypto getting a bit of a pullback here also makes some sense.
Crypto.
BMNR as well. Rivian pop. Well, you know what? Oh, you know what the fail was this morning?
What's that?
The Rivian 15. I mentioned it, but it actually wasn't on my. I had 5 names on the stock list today. Usually you have 4, but I had Rivian written down. I'm I don't know. What's the reason why I would break the 15? And it just broke that 15 and tanked. And now all of a sudden it's catching a bit of a bid. I hope for everyone's sake that this is the same thing it always does. Lose $15. Hold 14.5 and then catch the bounce. But you saw these guys after earnings take a little bit of a, I don't want to say a beating because some stocks got a heck of a lot worse than this, but they little decent pullback, let's call it that. Not really a beating. A beating is what happened to Roblox on the day of earnings.
Yeah, you just don't want to break that level. I
No,
think that's,
yeah, if it holds 14, I think the stock, it's okay. But if it loses $14 and you're in trouble, remember, they're still losing a lot of money, right? And we're like rates aren't going down. That doesn't help them either. Like they're one of the businesses that, hey, we would have been pretty excited if rates had been going down, and now you have a bunch of Fed speakers talking about maybe we should be looking in the other direction. That doesn't really bode well for Rivian. That said, they're still holding some support levels, and there's some progress did get made in the last Q, and plus Randy seems to really like them. I'm not in anymore. I used to be, but
every time we ask Randy about it, he just says buy the dip. So I don't know how much he actually likes it as much as. And he's waiting for $10. So I mean, if that's the dip we're talking about, I mean, Randy's waiting
40%.
That's what I'm saying, right? So he's waiting a lot lower.
XOM hasn't done poorly though. I'll tell you that.
XOM's been a good one there. Oh, we can check out. Randy's plays there.
BBAI.
I can show this. Oh yeah, BBAI was moving around. I know it's back down in though. We have BBAI earnings coming up.
420 it just broke. How is it always at 420? You know what?
Because magical pricing.
No, but I feel like it's at 420 a lot. It's probably because the last time I looked at it was on like the big reversal day, and that was like the 420 break. It could just be a coincidence.
Yeah.
One of those like you see it because you're thinking about it.
Yeah, here's, we're always thinking about BBAI here. We did talk, okay. Now we're kind of blasting away here. There we go, we're up. 12 of us took positions on January the 12th, I believe, was the date right now. I've only been number one for 4 days. Obi was really leading the way here. We're up 18% on our position so far. Obi's up 14%, and of course, this has nothing to do with getting out of them. This is just holding the whole way, and we're gonna get out at June 30th to see what winds up happening. Neil down 20, Mateo down 14. The chat is down, Ramin is down 11 as we continue to go. I mean, for me, it's just, I'm really happy that the biggest position out of all three, actually, I might have more money in Eli Lilly, actually, in my own account, but Marvell at these, at this price is even high. We're a little longer, a little lower than that, but Marvell up 100%. I mean, that's just been an absolute beast, so that's helping me lead the way there. And then we got to wait for BBAI, which just happened to be at $6 when we made that call. So now $4.23, roughly the price that we're in. So we'll have to wait to see where we go from here on Big Bear AI. Joe just left, but he'll be happy to know that he's flat. He has picks I really like. I mean, Actually, I own 2 of these 3. I actually don't own Walmart. I'm in Target. And of course, Walmart's up 10%. That's a great move from that day. That is for sure. Let me just see what Target's doing. I actually like Target. I think we're long in the 80s or so. And I actually picked this one because it was near the lows. Plus, they have like a 3 and a bit % dividend as well. And it just ripped like Target. I think we had first bought some right around here when it made the move, but it might have been here. So we actually could have got better price, but there goes Target right now. I actually got a little bit out this first time when we busted into this area, so around here, 105, 110. Now we'll hold on to Target and see if it can continue to go. We talked about getting out of Intel near $100 as well, and that might turn out to be good. I don't know, but if you got out of AMD at any point in the last month or so, you probably did not do that well.
I'm compounding it because I took some out on Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
Of Intel, so.
Yeah, exactly. I took some out on Thursday. I think Intel's going to be a great trade, but definitely taking some profit out and putting it into some other things. So there goes AMD as well. They're going to report tomorrow night, so we'll see what happens with advanced micro devices.
Are going to be
down 5% today. I mean, get it on discount.
It's a stupidity run for AMD, like 80%. In the last, like a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. I'd have to double check the chart, but it's something like that. It's ridiculous. Like there's a lot to be put to the test. It's almost like by default, like think about where the dip buy. Like the brain immediately goes to, okay, well, regardless of the report, where's the dip buy? That's how I'm thinking, because it's up so much. That's like 1 month. Whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, that's just over.
Yeah, 1 month. Yeah, April. That's what I was saying. April is a magical month. Remember, you and Joe were talking. I was like, shit, man.
It's because March 31st
money in April
is the bounce.
Yeah,
that was the one. So really, if they just do any kind of a, I don't know, you don't know where it's going to be, but you start looking at levels like 300, like down in here. If it sees that tomorrow at the close or after the close, 310. Because we've been seeing it over and over again. If you're looking for the opportunity on all of the names that have gone parabolic, it's like where can you catch the bid as everyone else takes profit? Like that's the first place that I'm going to be thinking, all right, so we went halfway on BMR to VWAP. I'll look for a reload if it rejects underneath this 23 spot, but there haven't been any crazy, like there's been no crazy movements whatsoever. Like I was looking over just to see what ETH was doing at the same time, and it's still kind of sliding down, so I expect BMR just to sort of follow along with that. Losing huge on Tastiest.
AMD. I just missed that Intel drop. You guys were like sort of yelling. I saw in the chat, dude, what about Intel? I was at 35s. It went to 37s. Like so stupid, you know. The low was 30s to 27s or so. I just put it to 35 and just sat there. So once I noticed that, and everyone was not yelling, but you guys were like, hey, dude, Intel. So I did take it out there at 75. Now it's trying to break a little bit higher. The net's not really changing because of Palantir. Like, I almost have similar shares left in Intel and Palantir. So we're just watching these together. I feel like Palantir into the close. I mean, we're expecting it tonight. We can go over to TTV Research. Oh, it's going to be up in a couple of seconds, but definitely hit it up here. As I was just hearing Adair talk in the back down. Go over to TTV Research, right? The best page and the only page you need, especially if you are looking for anything earnings related, right? I mean, here's a Pinterest coming tonight as well. Here's a GameStop, a little chart for you if you're looking at anything GameStop related, right? Here's PayPal. This guy's feels like you superimpose this guy's head. That's a big ass head right there. Here's the FOMC. If you want to know exactly how all these handsome and well-looking individuals here look like, which sometimes I don't even know what they look like. Here we go, man. Lisa Cook, still employed Lisa Cook, so congratulations on that one. Yeah. For now, I think for probably for a while. Here's Palantir. So we talked about some of the deals that they're making with the U.S. government and whatnot. NASA, Army, USDA, everything. Just a bunch of different, and thanks to Darifal, it's the FAA. So what I'm looking for from Palantir's earnings tonight is just more expansion. Obviously, we know these contracts are going to keep coming, and they're pretty darn sticky, but we need to make sure that they still have enough looks at the consumer side or the retail or the industrial or anything not related to governments. The commercial side is the word I'm looking for, because those ones, as far as we know, a lot of, and there's Duolingo tonight. Wow, there's just so much on here. Here's GameStop earnings. If you're looking at that and thinking like, hey, is this worthy of investing in? And then some crypto news too. But we'll get some Palantir stuff as we go there tonight. Daryl have implied moves, expected earnings.
You know what could be good for GameStop?
Yeah, well, down 8% today.
Well, look, they're gonna they would have to dilute to get this deal done. Like it's cash and stock, right? So that's one of the reasons why it's down 8% is because it's implicit that they'd have to dilute. I don't think this is gonna happen. I don't see like this eBay thing. Like I'm leaning on it's probably not gonna happen. And then you don't wonder if the impression that they're gonna have to dilute to do this weighs on the stock for a while, and then it just turns out to be more of an activist thing with eBay, and they got a small stake in eBay, and eBay's been a strong chart, and then they don't have to do the deal, and maybe get some changes going on there, then you can have GameStop just bounce where it's normally bounced. I'd be watching this. If it sells off too far, and the board is like, yeah, this isn't happening, I really do think there's going to be a dip buy opportunity here in GameStop. So 8% down makes sense, especially if you consider it was going to have to be a bunch of stock. That there's 50% cash in stock, and it's a lot to make up because their market cap is so incredibly small. That would be a ton of dilution. They had $9 billion in cash. They were able to get I think it was $20 billion from TD.
That's about
and
it.
Then if you like, you start issuing more shares, it's like you have a pretty wide gap to come up with $55 billion to get the math to work. And if it is happening, then GME stock would go down even further than it is now. So I think that would provide an opportunity if this deal never happens with eBay. We'll look at that in the next couple of days and weeks, but I think there could be a nice little dip buy coming in for you on GameStop if that ends up being the case. So it's on my radar for sure, but you have to make sure you listen to the news, and the second we get any, of course, we let you know. And we always go to Adair when we do.
Yeah, a couple of things here, guys. So for one, I listened to the CNBC interview with Ryan Cohen. I think that could be part of A, why GameStop is down, and B, why people don't think this deal is going to happen. When he was asked, how are you going to get the remaining roughly $26 billion you need for this, he said, it'll be 50% cash and 50% stock. So just repeating that answer without actually giving any context. So I don't think that interview necessarily gave people a lot of confidence as to the idea that Ryan Cohen has a plan for further financing this deal beyond the roughly $20 billion letter for debt financing from TD and the $9.4 billion or so in cash and liquid investments. Also here, Tasnim News out of Iran reporting that Iran military source saying that if the UAE decides to take, quote, unwise action against Iran, all its interests will become Iran's target. Some more posturing here coming out of Iran, just be aware. Here's the reason I wanted to talk to you guys, though. It's the implied earnings calendar for after the bell. And Sean, you were exactly right here. Palantir with an implied move of just under 10%. However, Palantir actually the smallest implied move today. So Palantir here 9.5%, on semi 11.6%, Pinterest, 14.6%, and Duolingo, as it usually is actually, that I find, 17.7%, the largest expected move. So Duolingo, once again, largest expected move here of the bunch. Palantir, oddly enough, the smallest here. But again, if you want to see Palantir earnings, please join us at 4 p.m. or stay with us until 4 p.m. Be there or be square. I'll be posting tons of content, specifically on Pinterest and Palantir, leading up to these reports. Back to you.
All right, yeah, lots of information coming through there. I'm starting to get a little lighter on this Palantir trade. I sort of said that we could hold this right into the earnings, and maybe we can. It's got to try to at least hold VWAP right now. We've been piecing some out. We broke the 50 period. We broke the 25 period to the downside. So we've been piecing some off out of this trade. I mean, it's $2.30 in the money, so we're pretty happy with the performance of this trade. But at the end of the day, we're trying to make some money. So if it does come back through there, we can get out of Palantir. But I like it. I'm nervous. I mean, we still do hold a decent percentage of our portfolio. I mean, I don't know if it's 5% or less on Palantir, probably less. But this one is something to look forward to for myself tonight, and we'll see. I'm just nervous about, like I just said, man, just all the other SaaS stocks continue to get hit, right? I mean, the IGV is bringing down a lot of these stocks, and it's a lot of that Centrini report. And just nervous that, if there's a note that comes from President Trump's office that, Anthropic's been given the okay, I feel like they can mimic a lot of what Palantir does. And again, talking out of the side of my face, because I don't know that much about what Anthropic can do as far as what Palantir offers, but, it's just, you never know. And that's the whole thing. So I'm going to just try to hold out hope that something can get done here for Palantir and have a good quarter. And then I was here today to say this, like if we do get anywhere near, I'll put an order in right now to take some out at 163. I mean, if we can get back up into this area and we can sort of right the wrongs of this year, then that would be good and get a little piece out there. I feel like that's a smart thing to do. The last time we got out was 175, or was it? Yeah, right around there. That seems like too low, but probably around 175. And it went up into 220 or so on a couple earnings calls ago in October. So that was a move. And then we had another earnings right here. That made the move back down. And now we'll wait to see what happens in Q1. So yeah, Palantir, exciting for tonight. An 11% move would get us right up into that area. So if that does happen, good for you. PLTR, and then the other one, which I think has a much better runway today, right? I mean, we just saw NXPI. On is also involved in automotive chips, and the thing is like that's already gone hard there. Now it did go pretty crazy on NXPI day. NXPI was up 25% on their earnings, and again, although not the exact same business. You can see this is the potential expectation tonight for ON. So no surprise that one was also like 12 or 13%, following NXPI.
We had that poll on Thursday, Friday afternoon, and I was surprised on it was basically which one of the 4 earnings names did you like, and it was those 4, and it was only 20-something%. That on, like Palantir got.
It was which one would you rather own?
You know what? Shoot, we have the thing where
we have the history now.
I think it was 60-20, and then the other 2 were.
Yeah, no one wants Pinterest or Duolingo.
Well, that's sort of the problem.
Although Pinterest might be going up. Maybe GameStop wants to buy Pinterest.
Shoot, I was sure we did it.
I don't think that poll thing. I mean,
here it is.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah, it was 70% Palantir.
Yeah, we had to close
3% Pinterest. 3 people voted for Pinterest, 5 for Duolingo, and then we had like 19 for on. I thought on, excuse me, would have been a lot closer to Palantir. Which runner are you buying? How'd this turn out? SanDisk, Intel, AMD, Micron. I guess everybody won that one. I guess I'd have to really pick out the math as to who is doing the best with those, but I guess they're all up, so you can't really lose with those. Yeah, how was the year going? I didn't realize, did we just get that now, or was that button always there?
I don't know. I asked Fabian about it.
I like the fact that we can go back in. No, but I'm surprised that Owen. It's the space. Like everybody, it's been going parabolic, and this one actually has a pretty decent, like, somewhat of a consolidation. It's breaking out now, but it's a little bit of a slowdown in accumulation that's been going on the last week going into the earnings, as opposed to exploding crazy higher. So like they all look pretty good. It was interesting. Like MU and some of these memory names have been falling back this afternoon. Just the market doesn't have that oomph today. Something about it. Like we're just right in the chop from Friday here on the NQ. It looks like we're possibly heading a little bit lower. But maybe Bitcoin's just keeping us up a little bit. Could be. Mish RQT. There's a good discussion about splits that's going on back and forth. Because my whole notion on stock splits is that it's not really a negative. It doesn't really change anything to the business, but you get a little more options activity because it's cheaper for people to get involved. So I can't see the negative. But you did research, and it's positive to neutral. That's my thing. Nothing fundamentally changes with the stock split. But for all the people that are like, oh, well, I'm not involved in SNDK options because it's just too expensive, right? Because it's a $1,200 stock. Well, if it becomes a $120 stock, a lot of that changes, and you just get a little bit more participation. Nothing fundamentally changes if they do a split, but I don't see how it's a bad thing to get more participation. Like, there's no negative that I'm aware of. I can never think of a downside, and I can think of a small upside, even if a little bit. I'm surprised that more companies don't seem to do it, but.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to avoid that reverse split. I mean, we've seen so many companies, go way upside. I mean, we actually even talked about LCID, right? I mean, Lucid, I finally spotted Lucid in the wild there today, and I looked over. Remember, this name was $2, and then they got the warning sort of from the NASDAQ that you guys were going to, come on, chart, that they were going, here, it must be right here, that they were, had moments to stay over $1, so they got nervous. They split the stock. They went 10-1, so that stock went from $2. This is not, our chart just doesn't show the split values properly. So there it goes all the way up. I'm just trying to show you that, like, it was $2, okay? It went to 20, then it got hammered, and for some reason just pumped up right there, as some of these stocks do, which is why we talk about it all the time on the show. When you see a reverse split, try to go a little hard to the upside. You got to wait for that to sort of come back in, and when it does, dump your shares, right? And then right now it's back into $6 again. So remember, it went 10-1 right there from $2 up to 20, and right now it's 670. So, oh man, so see, there's that 6.7 again.
Always happens.
Never ever looking at Lucid again because of that price. But just because it's right there, the thing is now you can go 10-1 on that one, reverse the other side. So it's really a 67-cent stock right now is Lucid. And, that's going the way of the Piper, I feel like, and that would be downside. So I'd be very, very careful of exactly what Lucid is trying to do right now. There's only one car company. I'm in small Ford, small GM, much bigger Tesla. I like this name. We've talked about generational wealth being formed in Tesla. I think those days are probably over. But remember, the cutting of the X, the cutting of the S, going over into trying to focus on Optimus, trying to focus on those robo-taxis. Whether or not you like that idea or not, at least this man is sort of changing directions a little bit and trying to get a sense of where the market's going. I was talking with my good friend here right now on WhatsApp about hockey, and like when Gretzky said, you want to go where the puck is, right? You want to go where the puck's about to be instead of following it around everywhere. So that's, skate where the puck is going, and I feel like if robotics is going to be a thing, Tesla, as we even heard from Jensen himself, Tesla their stack is one of the most impressive stacks he's ever seen. And if that happens, then we can stack up some of those profits. And there it is. So we finally get it. Money. We finally get some intel right there as you guys were all yelling and screaming, and we just finally put a bid down there, so we take it. So there you go. Thank you to everybody for helping me out with that one, because Intel does return right back into the low side of things. And yeah, man, we have that Confidence-ski. I don't have it up here, but that's, go short, hit it and hammer it, and that's what we're doing, man. Trusting our own sort of intuition there. $3 in the money on Intel, and again, same type of ways, man. Palantir, boom. Despite the market being down 0.36, we take that long and we hit it. So there it goes, man. 145.50 up to 148 and change. It's Palantir, baby. It's Alex Karp's world. We all just live in it, and I want to thank him for that.
Ooh, Beyond Meat. Say less, Joshua Mallory, because it is not Beyond Meat's world. I promise you that. That was nasty today. They lost $1 again because that's what they did on Friday, and that's what they did again. A rumor that you're going to get a deal from the U.S. Army is just a rumor that you're going to get a deal from the U.S. Army, ultimately. So, Adara?
It's also worth noting they weren't even named in that rumor. It was just alternate meat companies. So it's even less specifically good for Beyond Meat.
Okay.
It's going to be somewhat positive. Because I'll be the first to acknowledge, man, if they did get a deal like that, oh my goodness, that would be game-changing. Not that it ever made a ton of sense. So again, I'm just looking for both to VWAP moves, like PM&R. I think today was a lesson on like precision, mostly. Like just find the spot, get in, find the spot, get in. Probably could find a very good argument to have been in up here. But if I'm sticking with the trend break, grabbed it there, yeah, I think that was probably a bit of a miss. And then if we can just get VWAP here and Boyle, I'd continue this trade based on what I'm seeing here, because you're still upward trending in USO, and the fact that this is pulling back means it's even weaker than I thought. So it's weaker than the rest of the energy space, which I really do like. And I might think about going back over to IBIT as well. If we get that dip and Bitcoin pulls back into VWAP, that might be a good spot. But I flipped into liking the short. That's why I went over to BM&R. But if we hold the low of the day, then I can see Bitcoin holding this volume-weighted average price as we start to get into power hour as well. So we'll have a look and see what else is moving. Nothing's really popping off on my scanner. When I look at my trade rate,
Pop up.
It's pretty low. Like usually, like these are like the regular values, and none of these are really flying. Tesla's moving a little bit. Nvidia, Intel. You don't have it in booking. That's really
Booking holdings. Okay. Yeah.
That's moving.
BKNG. Well, they reverse split a while ago, so that's.
Yeah, maybe.
Or no, split, not reverse split. They were $4,000. Now they're what, 200 or something? So that's a split that's gone right, I would think, for them. But yeah, so right now, Palantir does continue to go to the upside. I was actually just re-looking over at our TTV research posts right there. And these are the four, sort of the bigger ones. Join us tonight. We'll be out of here around 4:15. We'll let on Semi report, and then we'll see what's going on, and we'll see if hopefully Palantir can get going as well. We want to thank everybody for joining us right now, live on TikTok, live on Instagram, live on something called YouTube. So we are ready to rock and roll every single day. Make sure you join Neil, myself, Adara, Sharif, Joe, Brendan, the whole crew here every single day at 8 a.m. As long as we're here and the markets are open, we will be here. Oh, I'm going to Minnesota in May. So May 18th is off, right? The May 18th, or if not, I gotta book it off. That's what I'm trying to find out. Memorial Day.
Yeah, it's because it's a Monday, right? Memorial Day's a Monday.
Yeah, but remember, it's like our May 24th weekend sometimes doesn't. No, see, it's Monday, May 25th. I have on here, so I have to take the.
Oh no, the Canadian holidays.
See, that's what I was going to say, because we always say.
I don't even know my own holiday.
We always say May 24, but apparently May 24 is on Sunday, May 24th, and for some reason we're taking off the week before that.
I had a request.
Must be the third.
For Carney. Look, the U.S. and Canada have so much aligned. Why do we have to have a different holiday? Memorial Day in Victoria. I don't care the reason behind it. From a sheer convenience perspective, can they just be on the same day? If we can just we literally made up a holiday called Family Day so that we could align one with the U.S.
Pretty much a lot of these holidays are something.
We need a holiday because the U.S. is closed in the winter and there's a day off, so we just need to I would just call it Family Day. People spend time with their family. Then why can't the May holiday be the same thing?
Then they just have to change it. I mean, it's like our Thanksgiving. It's like it's all these things. It's like.
But Thanksgiving, there's like a meaning behind it. Anyway, it doesn't really even. It's not even that big of a deal. It's just
different countries, different.
Yeah, because I just realized. Yeah,
Memorial Day. Yeah, so I got to put it in the calendar there. I need Joe to cover me on the 18th as well. But we're getting.
Brendan's going somewhere.
Yeah, Brendan's out of here very, very soon. So we'll see. See you later to Brendan. We are opening up another office similar to this one in Kuala Lumpur. So we're really excited to have that announcement coming out. Trader TV Live. Did I just drop something that we've never dropped before? Okay, oh my God. Yeah, we're going to be hopefully going 24/7. So you guys.
We've accidentally hinted at it before. I don't think we've said the location.
Whoops. Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
what's going to happen? Yeah, so we're really excited to do that one. Maybe your boy will travel over there. We've got to train some people up. So we're really excited for that one. Kuala Lumpur. Okay, just back over to Tesla just real quickly. So bouncing off of VWAP again, looks like Tesla does want to try to hold that level. Not a bad spot here for TSLA, again, on that VWAP note, so we can have a quick look to see if we do want to trade off of that. We've been doing pretty good with what we're looking at so far. I would say 390 break is a problem, so let's see if we can get back in just a little bit more. We could take a small position now on Tesla. The reason why I don't mind this trade, I think the market can bounce back a little bit from here. We've seen this level before, right into here. Trump. Okay, no, Trump's not due to be speaking, right? Is he, Adara, today, Trump?
At 3 p.m., he will be speaking at a Small Business Association event. So expect SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler to be there. I don't actually know if she is, but that would be my guess. I'm not even seeing a link yet, though, for this.
I thought, wasn't small business, or is she Department of Education? I know Linda McMahon is something.
Yeah.
So she's the Department of Education.
Okay.
And there was a really interesting hearing on that a couple weeks ago. But yeah, that is her department. That her department is not small businesses. I do happen to have like half the cabinet memorized, but the people who've been replaced recently, I might not have.
I only remember Linda because of Vince and all that kind of stuff.
I just remember when she got like announced, it was like this. Well, there was stage and like Vince is like in like the back corner.
I mean, Trump reminds me of Vince.
Like rolling his eyes. Like, it was really awkward.
Was it?
Well, I just know because like at a moment someone panned over to Vince. Let's just say he didn't seem like.
Really?
It was just a weird.
Yeah. All good.
Seeing it online.
All good on Big Vinny Smooth. All right, 389.
He's rich.
He's very rich. 389.99 on sale right here, Tesla. All right, so I'm gonna go long. So there it is, new position alert. That's a sound that did not happen last night to Montreal, man. That Dobish, Montreal won the game. They were outshot 29-9. They won 2-1. They scored 2 goals on 9 shots yesterday. So I guess that's all you need to win.
My brother-in-law is a rather ridiculously large fan. So
good of the Canadians. Nice. Good. Well, we say Canada to that one. Tesla right there. I don't. We've got that magic touch here today, man. Like we always say, there's 50 cents on Tesla, as smooth as you like. I mean, you can clearly see that, these names there. We just nailed that one again. We'll see if we can continue to watch it go a little higher. I mean, target for this. And, this was just going to be one where we're just kind of moseying in on. There it goes. See how just as quick as you like, it drops down there. Was that news or something? That's why you got to get out. We got out of about 15% or so there. We were just kind of letting it cruise on Tesla, but perfect timing. I just wonder if there's. I keep
shimmy in U.S.
I keep pausing to see if we're hearing news. But there goes Tesla right there, up to 392. So remember, these are just smaller positions right now. See if we can get a little bit larger. If it comes into 391, watch out for VWAP 390.50. My next bid is at 391 for small, a little bigger at 390.50, dropping it if we break 390. Okay, so that's going to be the spot right now. But picked up on the newswire, we're going to hear if there is anything going on. We can always check out USO, right? I mean, oil.
Nothing on USO.
Okay, so maybe nothing. I mean, I think we're just conditioned right now that when we see the market and we see a stock go, whoa, like that, it's like, instantly someone said something. But remember, we do got President Trump speaking in just 7 or 8 minutes. And I don't expect there to be a Q&A too much there, but you never know when the mic gets in front of certain individuals what's about to come out of their mouth. This guy made fun of this guy's big ears the other day. I don't know if you guys saw that. I was like, what is even going on? All right, Adara, what you got for us at the desk?
Yeah, worth noting, President Trump was like an hour late last time he was supposed to speak at 3, which is on Friday. He was supposed to start at 3. He started just after 4, so we could also not get Trump before the bell. That's also very valid. Beware here, though, guys. I do have one headline coming out of Iran, pretty small, but the Mizan news agency reporting that, according to senior Iranian security sources, Iran's message is clear. Americans face targeting if advancing in the Strait of Hormuz. So more kind of posturing here once again coming from Iranian government. Back to you.
All right, but I'm wrong. I'm just messaging Joe because he needs to cover for me now on May 18th because I thought May 18th was Memorial Day, so I'm just going to make sure that he can do that. And thank you, Joe, for all that. Okay, so just quickly, Tesla has fallen in. We have not gotten more bids. I am still waiting. I'm waiting at 391.07 right there. Intel's falling back in here a bit as well. So we'll have a quick little look maybe at Intel at some point. But if there's any other stocks you guys want us to trade, looking at the Halt scanner right now, nothing wrong with looking at a little bit of a Halt scanner. SSM, is that anything? We did have, Sharif was talking about that SKK, so we can have a quick look at that as well. All right, SSM up 75%. It's going to halt again. This is what a halting stock looks like, unless it breaks. Oh, wow. I mean, we almost had a moment there. But anyways, I was going to say, if that would have been a good teaching moment. But when it lines up like that and it looks like it's going to halt, the only way it can unhalt is if someone actually comes in and see right here. So 54 is the halt level. If it stays, I was going to say if it stays above there, then it will halt. Okay, it's got to stay above there for 10 seconds. If it does that, then it will halt. If not, this is what winds up happening. So fake halt level right there, but we've just halted. SSM, no idea what's going on there, but that's a big name there. SKK was something, SKK Holdings. This was one that halted again throughout the whole morning. Just went boom, boom, boom. And there we go. What was the news on this one, Adara? Because it was obviously something. I mean, probably reverse split today. Was it? Because it went from 188. Oh, Dara's not at her desk. Okay, so I'm just talking to myself. But 188 up to 1240. We'll have to watch out what's going on. You have it? Okay, yeah.
It was a
So that was a name that was
definitive asset purchase agreement with Rantizo to acquire drone assets in a 260 million asset acquisition. So, look, I mean, I don't know what that means specifically. Like, that doesn't sound like the kind of headline that's going to move a stock 1,000%. But what can happen is maybe the float was just all soaked up here, or it was heavily short. I didn't see a big short interest on this. Let me just double check. Yeah, the float's only 1.3 million shares. So if it was all soaked up by like one or two firms, then that means there's not a lot of available shares there, and any small amount that was short can get blown out very quickly. Mm-hmm. So that's probably the case. That just flat out does not sound like the kind of headline that would really do it that at all.
No, so that was another one. SKK there was also on the halter. JLHL, HCAI. This used to be a cannabis stock, didn't it? But now it's a battery one. Is that right? ELBM, electro battery. I just thought I remember the symbol moving around. Some people talking about it.
It's a cannabis stock. It maybe could have gone under.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, I'm probably not right on that one. But there's the move down 67 cents into 62. Looks like it wants to get a little bit lower there. Don't know much about that, but you guys in the chat mentioned it. So on a day that's a little slow right now, we will obviously have a look at some of these other plays there. Okay, what about me, says Tesla? That's too bad, man. We were almost long. We were bidding, like, how low did that go, man? We were at 391.07 there. Went to 391.14. Boo. We could have got longer there, but here it goes right back up to the upside. We go bang, and we go like that, and then we go, we are reloaded, but we weren't, and then we'll just do this, cash register, and then because we're having a lot of fun today, we'll always remember Brendan, who's just sitting over there at his desk, and lets us, oh, there it is. Okay, Tesla, here we go, man. It's almost that time again. Can we ring the register on $1? You know, gave this trade to you guys just literally 5 minutes ago. Tried to reload it there. Missed it by 5 cents. There it goes, nice upside. We got to take something out if it comes into this area. So there goes Tesla right now, right into 392.50. We'll see if we can get a little longer on this one. Just getting out, you know, putting some money and just topping it off. That's what it's about today. As I said, I've only traded 4 symbols today, and they're all right in the pocket right now. I mean, SoFi, Tesla, Palantir, and Intel. So 3 big sort of cap names. I guess saying SoFi, but we talk about SoFi enough on the show. So just trying to stick with, you know, what I know and sort of what I do best here, the big cap names, and I'm trying to play off support and resistance, trying to help you guys out, have a great time, and you know, enjoy the ride. So life is too short to be sitting around and wasting time. So we'll see if we can do this on Tesla. Now, there it is, man. We can now ring it as it gets into the dollar club right there for Tesla. So the vaunted and popular dollar club hit again right there. So that puts us now, we're $5 in the money on those other 2 trades. We add another $1 right there. There it goes. Another one right there, brought to you by Trader TV Live. There goes Tesla. See it to the upside now. So that's what it is.
I love Hangry Wife there.
What's he saying?
Life is literally the longest thing you'll ever do.
Yes, yeah, that is for sure, man. And yet still way too short.
Yet entirely too short.
You know.
Entirely too short. You got to make the most of every single moment that you got.
Oh!
Especially when you start thinking about how much of your life you've already spent with the ones that you love. So if we turn here, I'm just gonna jump out. If this VWAP is a line in a chart, support is basically at the 90 level here. So it's like a 1% move and then holding. And I'll take a chance to reload Boyle if I do, because I still see market slightly moving up while we're getting energy coming back in. So I don't know if I get that chance to reload, but we'll see if we do. BMNR, I'm not thinking reload on this at all.
Power hour.
Just don't like it. It couldn't get to VWAP. It's still relatively strong. I said this morning on any moves up in crypto, I was gonna fade BMNR, and that's great, but it was much better earlier in the day than it seems like it is now. It's just a little bit stronger. So I'm gonna get out of this one on break even, and then still wait for that opportunity to get into the IBIT for a late push. I was checking out AMD. Maybe I thought that would do anything. Not really moving. Wanted something lagging that I thought had a chance to go. Arun Warrior saying have a look at CRE. All capper running here. What do we like? Ooh, okay. What's the story with this? I'm gonna look it up. It's not here, so I'll check myself.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. If she'd looked at it before, I know she'd already have an answer as to what the story is. Know this. What the heck? Okay, I don't even have a story for CRE at all. All right, and I can't even find the story for it. Is there a story on this CRE stock? CRE8 Enterprise. It's called Critical Elements. No, it's in Canada. Oh, it's dual listed. So if I just type in CRE, you'll get like a Toronto one as well. CRE8 Enterprises is the name.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm not seeing any news on it myself.
Wah, wah.
Explain why it dropped like by 50% right off of the open and is now breaking out. But when you look at the technical, bag holder level at $5. That's all I got for you on that, and I can't even call it up. Overall, I've been thinking to find any news. We have a super chat. I have some thoughts on this Nick Dubs, because I am still in the swing in PayPal. It's in the money, but I don't like the lack of acceleration. We'll handle some business and we'll answer that super chat.
I know we like the acceleration here on Tesla, now in the money $1.50. Shout out to all you Tesla traders. But what volatility does bring is movement. And for sophisticated traders, movements creates opportunities. Beta Pro by Global X offers Canada's first and longest running suite of levered and inverse levered ETFs, but built for sophisticated investors who understand the risks of leverage and the importance of precision. Its triple levered bull and 3 times bear ETFs tied to the NASDAQ 100 indexes are designed for daily tactical trades, providing amplified daily exposure and giving traders tools to engage with both upward momentum and market pullbacks. These strategies are a currency hedge seeking to offset U.S. dollar exposure back to the Canadian dollar. For those navigating the markets, up or down, Beta Pro offers the flexibility to act with conviction, whatever that looks like in your individual strategies, objectives, and risk profiles. Trade tactically, and please go check them out and learn more at betapro.ca. We want to thank them for coming over last week and having that great interview with Miss Adara, who we continue, I continue to, sing the praises of Adara. We want to thank her for everything that she's been doing, providing us with some great interviews and obviously some great market moving news insights, seems like on the daily. There we go, man. We were emptying it out a little bit there on Tesla. Like we said, if we got that $1.50, we're not looking that in the face. So we get a little piece out there. And we're going to go back to once mentioned Adara and see what she's up to on the big desk.
Yeah, what I'm up to is looking at this Truth Social post from President Trump. Just be aware, guys, President Trump just shared this post about Intel. The text of the post is, I made the USA $45 billion in 8 months. And the actual post shows that, again, in August, President Trump buying Intel at $20 per share, rather than the Trump administration in August of 25. Now, this stake is worth $97, and again, the value of this investment, roughly $10 billion. So they're saying now this is worth $45 billion. This is an official White House branded infographic that's been posted by President Trump. So once again here, President Trump touting his administration's investment in Intel. Also be aware here, New York Times reporting that the White House is considering vetting AI models before they're released. Keep an eye potentially on Microsoft, of course, with the OpenAI connection, maybe Amazon with the Anthropic connection. But either way here, guys, New York Times reporting that the White House is considering vetting AI models before they are released. Back to you.
I mean, this is part of the problem.
And Nick, you had to send a super chat. We'll get to the answer because I have some thoughts on PayPal and appreciate it for sure. And I'd say disappointment on the run prior to the earnings because I think this was one that it was a good looking breakout. It still is. Here, let's go to this daily chart because you don't even need the weekly. It was a good breakout off of the 50 period here, higher low. There's your break. But to really only run like a few points going into earnings, like I did really think we had a chance to be, kind of in the low to mid 50s by now with what the market was doing. So to be slightly in the money is a disappointment there. And this is one that I don't like swings into earnings. I never have been like a huge fan of having to bet on the earnings run itself. So I always want to make sure that I get some out wherever it happens to be before, but it's not where I wanted it. I wanted this to have gone to 54 by now, just fill in this part of the gap and then just be able to hold on for the push. So a bit of a disappointment. When it's a technical play, I don't like to be left sort of holding out, hoping that you're going to have some kind of a magical turnaround here. So, I'd say disappointment on this little breakout play on PayPal. Still working. It's been putting in higher lows. But it sort of is what it is. And we'll see how the report comes out tomorrow morning. FinTech's been a bit of a thing. Ooh, we just had a bit of a spike down, so we must have got VWAP. Yeah, we just got into VWAP on Boyle, that's all. If this does bounce, then I'd take it one more time for a short, but it's just a trend break that just slowly glides.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, Tesla just absolutely mooning right now as we ride that bull to the upside, man. That just gave us $2 there. I don't know what's going on, but that was, like you just mentioned there, a little bit of movement there. Big move to the upside, right there. So Palantir's going. Here goes Tesla. Let's go. Nice little movement here again. TSLA, huge move back up there to the upside. Just put it on $1.50, $2 here, $2 here. What is exactly creating this movement? I know you just looked at USO, so maybe, no, not too much there. It's closed. Oil's now closed. Nvidia, we can have a quick little look over there, see if that's doing anything. I still like the 198. We almost traded Nvidia today. Good thing we chose what we did there with Palantir and Intel. But AMD, all right, 4.8% there. The stock that I really like, and I mean, I just looked and I actually I was like, am I still into PayPal? I still have 60 shares of PayPal, so hopefully that can move around. I don't know on that one. I didn't even look at my price. I probably have some block too. If I can just combine Neil's knowledge with my trading, I mean, I think I could be unbelievable. But 272 right there. We'll have to wind up what's going on right there on Amazon. This is a name that I absolutely love, and this is why I'm just taking the road, easiest traveled. Hold onto the longs, as much as I possibly can and try to get some money in. And we talked about the 3-day rule here on Amazon. And this was one of the most recent big cap names that we had bought was Amazon off of this miss. So we were able to add a little bit to 210, and obviously we don't have any out as we just keep on letting that go. But we did make a mistake way back in the day and get out of Google near the highs. Near the lows, but then switched over into Eli Lilly. So that's worked out fine, but Google's really mooned. Eli Lilly was 700 or something when we had done that, but holding the best names continue. Wow, Eli Lilly getting a bump too. Eli Lilly, I really do like that one. We had questions about Novo Nordisk as well. And did Meta finally break 6 bills? No, because it was going down into 600 when we left you guys. Yeah, so I thought so. Around 10 o'clock, well, when we left you, this was the move back in right there. But early on, 603. This is also another spot, right? I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking about this level here for Meta, the $600 mark. So if that can come into play, Meta's the only, and we just talked about big cap names disappointing a little bit and just trying to hold on forever. Meta's the one that, is the name that hasn't been able to prove all of their spend. I mean, Google has had increased market share in the cloud. YouTube continues to go. We talk about all the ads and how that's working out. Waymo, so some of the spend that Google's put into the cloud and into infrastructure, especially with Gemini, and that's becoming more and more popular, that's really made some sense. But it's Meta that really just keeps on pumping out that CapEx. And whenever Zuckerberg gets asked about it, I think he's pretty honest. He's just like, we can't fall behind. We're building products, and it's just a wait and see game for Meta. So like I said, man, this man is not worried. This guy makes $700 million a year in dividends from Meta. And Meta's dividend is like 0.5% or something.
Really nothing.
So now all he has to do is, and the board would approve this, no problem, if they just doubled the dividend, I mean, this man would be making $1.5 billion a year, okay, in dividends. So I know that doesn't matter to me or to you or to anybody else. Nobody has
reinvesting the.
Yeah, nobody has that, but it matters, to some people that have bigger positions. So I just think that he's going to continue to support this name. And obviously, when you do have, as we talked about, founder-led businesses, sometimes decisions are tough to make, and pulling the chute on different ideas can be tough, right? So we'll wait to see if Zuckerberg does back away from some of that spend. But for right now, if he believes in it, who am I to say that it's going to be wrong? What Meta's done has been amazing. I mean, I remember Facebook IPO'd around $40. He bought Instagram for $1 billion. Its value is now, astronomical. So, anyways, Meta. We'll see if it continues to work. Snapchat would be the one that, if you're looking to pick up some kind of value in the social media space, I wouldn't touch Pinterest or anything like that. I don't think that's the same thing. But look at that move down, man. We talked about Snapchat for a minute. Now that's all. I didn't even realize Snapchat had that big of a move. That's 50% in a month for Snapchat. So that seems to be a little bit overdone. I would actually, ring the Reggie and look at $7. If you can get something out at 7 or even go short there.
Well, it wasn't the story that Facebook or Meta was looking for they were launching a competitive product for Snap. I think that would be a decent reason why.
Yeah.
If you were thinking about who would pick them up, that would have been at least one. So it's one less person that could potentially buy Snap, and the competitor with Meta, in any sense, they already are one, but if it's going to be even more difficult to compete with them, then I think that's another stain or a slash against Snapchat. You don't want the big boys coming at you today. You saw what happened today. We kind of disregarded that Amazon story. Not that we disregarded it, but if you saw what that did to FedEx and UPS, they were double-digit down at one point. Mm-hmm. Both of them were double digits to the downside, because Amazon's like, you know what? We're not just going to only deliver our products. We can just make it work for others as well. And that's just, when the big boys come at you, you're just going to end up losing. What's weird now is it seemed like there was a distinct change in behavior. I was all ready to just sort of punch out of the last short. I was seeing USO pop down a little bit there, and the futures went up, and then I was like, okay, well, I bet it could be breaking. And then no, it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm now mad at myself for not reloading the short in BMNR, because it looked like the market was strong. I'm just going to reload it if we get one more. If we get a chance, I will reload this up here and then play into that volume-weighted average price. I think it's going to make a little bit of sense to do so. IBIT really not going up. And if it's not going up, I don't see this going anywhere. Amazon's not moving. Check the AMD. That was doing absolutely nothing yet.
Yeah, there's not much.
But AMD feels like, maybe it's just because they report this week. I feel like it's a little bit of down 5% today. If it catches even a small bid, you got $3 to VWAP. And going into potentially the imbalances, it's exactly the kind of name. If you're able to sort of break this out, it could go. But I'm just waiting for the volume to pick up on it. It's not really happening. Adara?
So we wait President Trump's appearance at the small business event, which the stream for is now live. We're hearing intro music. We're now seeing comments from President Trump in an ABC interview that I guess he did previously. Now, this is, again, looks like this is not aired. This is just being reported. But President Trump apparently stopped just short of saying that Iran had actually violated the ceasefire. He said that one Iranian missile breached the UAE's defenses, but the damage was not major. So again, looks like Trump has not declared that Iran has violated the ceasefire, kind of downplaying some of the Iran attacks to the UAE that were reported earlier today. Back to you.
UAE, but didn't violate the ceasefire. Okay. Well, I guess it's not a bad thing. I mean, yeah, they did.
They did not violate the ceasefire, but they did with Lebanon, apparently, right?
Right.
So
It's like they did, they didn't. You know what?
well, it's really funny. That depends who you talk to in this administration, I guess, how that's going. But
yeah, go figure.
It doesn't matter who you talk to right here because $2 is $2. And there it is right now. So we'll take the fill right here on Tesla. I'm glad we talked about it. I mean, you guys were sort of pointing it out. I just went over there and hit it. And again, I think the structure was right. I mean, all I can do is make trades based on structure and feel. And above VWAP, above the 200 period, came into line. We took a share. It's too bad because we just missed even more. But there it goes, man, all the way to the upside. I'm freaking exhausted. So much outdoor activity this past weekend, but it's been great. So really happy. The Red Sox, remember I was wearing the Red Sox hat. We got our first win over the Cubs, so that was good. So we're 1-0. We play the Mets on Wednesday, then we play again on Saturday. Tonight's 4-on-4, so I'll see everybody at
There's a
Rinks.
clip I saw
Tonight,
of like Little League. I want to play.
yeah,
Because
literally.
whether it's something that you would, because you coach it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
if I was coaching Little League and players did this, I wouldn't love it. It's that whole, when the bases are too close, and so like if a kid is really fast, because like when you're young.
Yeah, our bases are still 60 feet.
Right. So, but for some kids, they're just so much faster than others.
Even at
you
this
get that
age.
situation where you get like a runner at third base and the guy gets a hit and he just sort of rounds the bag and just stands between first and second and
it makes like get caught in a pickle.
Automatic.
So we do pickles all the time, but yeah, I don't like that whole dancing.
You're forcing the pickle to get the run home, and you're just doing it because the defense has no chance because your runner at third's too fast.
All you can do is just basically if you feel like you have no chance, you just give the ball to the catcher, and the guy at third can't go anywhere, and you just give the guy second base. It's so easy to steal, even in the major leagues. You can steal second. What do they call it? They just give.
It's called defensive indifference.
Yeah, defensive indifference, right? And
but
so
you can't do it. Like at higher levels, it's like you'll never be able to pull it off at higher levels.
You just said the guy was so fast, though.
No, but in that particular case, but in major leagues, even in like high school ball, you wouldn't be able to do it. But like at the age of like 10, you can have 10, 11-year-olds pulling that off at will if they know what to do. And so it becomes this thing where you're embarrassing the other team to score easy runs, and you're not teaching the kids anything. So like I wouldn't want to do it. If you're playing like rep or travel and you're trying to win a tournament, I suppose that'd be one spot. But I'm like, in a little house league?
Yeah, we were,
no, if you're at a rep tournament, you're just trying to win. But if you're just like house league with little kids.
My High Park House League is not the house league that you're in. This is elite house league. This is not house league. You have to try out for it.
I did that in a rep game. And
rep is fine.
But my coach was like, if I ever see you do that again,
your coach doesn't have. Okay, but it's about having
like that. He goes like, that's Bush League, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm faster than he's like, no, that's Bush. I'm like, okay.
It's not at all. I mean, it's just part of the strategy. I feel like you can easily counteract it if you're the other team. I feel like if you do it over and over again, then that's something. But I do agree with you. Like, I mean, part of house league is supposed to be, all about the fun.
At that level, I want kids to be able to learn.
Owing that, yeah, exactly. And so if you do want your kids to learn, you should join up any Little League, because Little League has certain expectations and everything like that. So we really love that they're at High Park. So, okay. But so good call on that one. I stole set. We were down 1-0. We had a guy at third and a guy at first. The guy stole second, they threw it down, and then we went home on that.
That's a legit set play.
Yeah,
that's
the guy actually got thrown out at second. So it cost us an out to get a run. Yeah, man. Even like in our league, 11 and 12-year-olds, they will throw you out all the way down to second base. Like Gia can throw people out from her knees. So, but anyways, she wasn't catcher that time. Okay, here we go. Palantir just broke lower, so we got out, right? We talked about watching out for VWAP, watching out for the 200 period moving average, and here it comes back into the downside. So that's going to be a good one. We also do empty the clip out. I mean, come on, we got the high of the day pretty much on Tesla. We should make sure to get out of that one. As the market's just doing whatever, I'm going to offer. I just offered 15s. We missed that. Intel's a little disappointing right now. It's just hovering here. I mean, I thought maybe we would bounce off the 200 period moving average. Good couple outs there on Intel. But right now it's 320. We're just getting excited. We have Palantir earnings coming up. Neil, myself, and Adara will be here for that. We're just going to cover basically Palantir and then Scram, and that should be fun. So stay with us.
Duolingo as well.
Stay with us at 4:05. Yeah, we'll have Duolingo, whatever else happens, and
when they
and we'll watch the market to see if there's any reaction to that one as well. But yeah, so far so good. I haven't been really making a whole heck of a lot of money here this afternoon. We only made one trade. I mean, every other trade that we've had on board has been what we've had. So Tesla was the only new position for myself. Neil had Boyle and BMNR and maybe something else. But other than that, man, it's been pretty.
AMD.
No, yeah. So pretty just quiet here, and that's kind of the way we like it.
Expected move is 11 on Palantir,
Okay.
I believe we said. That was just 9.5. Oh, Uniworld is asking what the expected move is there. So just under 10%. Remember, that's one thing that you can look at right away. Like regardless of which direction, look, some people trade this aftermarket, but just you anchor that 10 points. So if it was right here, you just sort of just go like $14 and down because it's like 9.5. Let's just say 134 would be a support level, and then 161 would be a resistance spot. So if you're looking for that quick little fade or that dump and then pump, then those are the levels that you can look for if you happen to be trading. Now, we don't trade these when they come live. It's just not part of the repertoire. Because I think it's a little bit, the dangerous thing about that is, well, what happens when your stop runs and you have to get out? I've seen, let's just say you see it happen to a trader once and you know different. Like you can be right. It's the one strategy, like just trying to pick a direction on earnings, that if you see people do it in the aftermarket, you be right like 6-7 times, and then you're wrong once, and like that's enough. I'm like, nope, and not gonna happen. I've seen a guy get really lucky on that too, but it's just like, but if it goes the other way, you're screwed. I'm just trying to get VWAP here on BM&R, and it doesn't want to go. Did I say 6-7? No,
Probably.
Yeah, I guess I did.
Who knows?
It's completely unintentional.
Yeah, that stuff's getting a little bit less in my household now, so I think we're.
It's at the point now where my daughter gets angry if I accidentally say it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, because you're unk.
had
That's
enough.
the problem. Okay, so.
I don't mind the unk.
Okay, well, good. Then when apparently it's not supposed to be that good, but just means you're old, I guess. All right, so Tesla, just trying to figure out what's going on. Rivian, we looked at Lucid a little bit today as well. Nice move to the downside for Rivian this morning. But, this is, again, like giving you that trade. I know I put on Tesla, but this would have been almost just as good, right? I mean, percentage-wise, 1440 up to 1475. Good little run off the bottom there for Rivian, but then it found its top again. And this is actually, it's not embarrassing, like people always say like, oh, we don't cover certain things or do certain things, but like, how easy is this trade? You're not going to even get a better. I mean, this is, for me, this should have been money, like right into there. There's support. There's resistance, there's support. So it just comes back and forth here on Rivian. So as long as you sort of looking at this stock, that would have been easy day, right there. So
That's why I'm mad at myself.
That's why you got it. Yeah, I mean,
I wrote down, I had a number for, it's weird. Like I just wrote down 15 and I wrote down 25 on GameStop.
Yeah.
That was actually okay. But you know what? I like the eBay trade more, but that's one that I think looking to get that back tomorrow. Because you know what? Rivian came down to a support level. And if it's even like a moderate looking bounce on Rivian tomorrow, I'm going to start looking for the long in the other direction. All right, it just got out of BM&R. So I guess it just it just ticked down into the volume weighted average price. So just a couple of reversions into VWAP. Old make sense of silver 1 second candles. 1 second candles on SLV. You've piqued my interest. Why do we care about a 1 second candle?
I have no idea.
You know what the best use I found of like these 3 second, 5 seconds is when we get into an IPO trade. I found that looking for places to quickly, can you just in the first couple of minutes when we're taking opening print, and you're getting out on spikes. I found if I look at a 1 second chart, I can find these little spots where, it's going to here. It just gets, if it goes to the same spot twice on like a 3 second chart, I'm like, okay, offer again when it gets to that price. Because I'm looking for that quick out in the first couple of minutes anyways, but outside of that, I've not really seen any, I don't see anything here. Yeah, maybe on either big IPO, maybe you could find something on an imbalance trade at 350 in the first couple of seconds if you're just riding something. I'm just spitball.
Maybe if you had an algo.
Well, because I'll look, when we have an IPO, I will sit there and we get the print, and I will just have a 3 second chart up. And the only thing I'm looking at is a 3 second chart on my level 2. At least for the first minute or two. And then, once it starts working, you're then just sort of holding it. It's when it's popping back and forth, I find you can at least glean something from it. But I know some traders are in love with those things. not myself. You find the uses that you can, but hey, if you find something that works for you, congratulations. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. As long as something works for you and pays you, then don't let anybody else tell you whether it's cool or not.
And that's what we talked about, right? I mean, we talked about the different styles of making money, not making money, like, you know, those IPOs. However you're going to make the money. And that's, at the end of the day, it's how it's all cashed in. And hopefully you can cash it in and get those green dollar backs into your pocket. All right, so Tesla, 10% left. That's it, man. I'm going to get out if it breaks this 392, and then we'll just find a different trade. With only a half hour left, right now I'm just going to do that. Just cancel my current stop. 391.99. Would that be the right price? All right, we'll do that, and we'll cancel some of our lower bids. Look, if Tesla, like I said, we were pennies away from getting longer right there. We just got missed at 391. We're at 07. It went to 11s. That was crazy. And then we were going to actually try to take VWAP. But now it's just getting a little late. We do have those imbalances coming out. And this just halted. Groundhog? GDHG. Oh, it's Golden Heaven. I don't know. I made that up. GDHG. I thought maybe Groundhog might be reasonable. All right. Ooh, open up again. There it goes. $2 and change. Not much going on here. Very look at the time in sales, right? That's how you know there's not a whole heck of a lot going on. The name that I guess you guys brought up when we first went on, SKK, trying to break higher now as well, 1485, 1490. There goes SKA trying to go higher. SMR always, I'm going to take SMR off my scanner because it always only hits because it's just doing nothing. Always seems to be near and around VWAP, but SMR, like the trade. If it's ever on the sticky note, I'm pretty much always on it.
Moves well.
But yeah, look at SMR though. It's just like do. Not much going on there. And then its most recent competitor, XE, came through. X Energy just had an IPO a few weeks ago, and that name has been moved up into 36. Now it's right back into IPO price, and then it's the PSUSs of the world that continue to outshine everything else. This one came out, maybe not today, but this was an IPO that came out and was well received. $41 all the way up to 44. That's actually the PS, I think, is the much better one there. This came out about 20, now up to 36 or so. So yeah, there it is. 28 up to 38 and change, or no, 24, sorry, up to 38. So that's been a good one, as well as Bill Ackman and company try to get involved
even
there.
more rich today.
Yeah, NVDA. Bill Ackman, yeah, he's big into Uber, so we wait for Uber earnings to come next week. Or this week, sorry. Nvidia 198 and change. I wonder if, do we have that? Do you have that weekly thing up, Adara, in our...
It's always up.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. I'll give you as many seconds as you want. I'm going to try to find it myself. Here it is right here. Here is the weekly calendar, so we got it. It doesn't take too much work, man. You just got to go over into TTV research. Adara's in there every day, pretty much posting up something and multiple things a day. So here we go. Big week ahead, right? I mean, regardless of last week being the huge mega cap names, these are all different individual names that a lot of traders hold in their accounts. I mean, Shopify, Pfizer, right? Tomorrow night we get AMD. Forget about tonight. Tomorrow night we get AMD, Astera Labs. I think that's an upside play as well. I really like Astera Labs there. Connectivity, that's what they're into. So that's going to be a good one. And then Disney, meh, not too excited about that. Uber, meh, honestly, like I know I own that stock and I've been buying it, but I don't love that stock anymore.
What a fumble for them to have nothing, literally nothing on May the 4th. Like, you own Star Wars. Do something today. Anything. They've nothing coming out. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, May the 4th.
They've bungled that so badly. You have a great brand, you just...
It is too bad because a lot of you guys that are into Star Wars are upset about Disney. ARM right there as well. I mean, that's going to be a big one. Dutch Bros, man. I don't know anything about that coffee, but Starbucks has done well. McDonald's, yeah. I mean, again, I don't like the retail space as much anymore. Yeah, Open Door.
It could be Toast.
That door is, oh yeah, where's Toast?
Toast is on the same day.
Okay, yeah, Toast is on the same day. That's a good one.
Oh, MP Materials.
Affirm, yeah, MP Materials is a good one. It's Soundhound. We had some people talking about that. So as we were saying, like, there's still many trades to be. IREN was moving 12% or something today. Their Cloudflare, you know, protecting us from all those evil people, DNS hacks and whatnot. Enbridge, Wendy's.
I was going to say, except lately, all that Cloudflare has been doing is crashing X and not being able to keep Twitter open. So boo Cloudflare. Boo.
Boo, boo.
Boo.
That's true.
I wonder if they're going to miss then, Adara. I mean, we'll see what's going on with...
It's been going on for a while now.
Okay. So not too much to boo about Cloudflare, but still not the greatest relationship there apparently with with what's been happening there, DNS or DDS attacks, I guess. But
yeah, it's not good. Someone just asked if we're going long or short into Palantir on earnings. Well, let's ask you guys.
Yeah,
I'm doing neither. I mean, I'm not buying them going to earnings here. We don't really trade the earnings in the aftermarket either, but just for what's and giggles, it's pretty simple. Long or short, green will be long, and then red, which is a 1 and a 2. So just type 1 if you prefer the long. It's not about whether you're taking a position on. Just what do you think here on Palantir? I love the long for the chart. It just looks so like it's a juicy setup. Meaning I think there's more upside if it breaks higher than if it goes to the downside. I'll get there in a second. So we'll leave that up for the next, 20 minutes or so before we go in and see what everyone's saying. It's 65% bullish, so I tend to agree with you guys. Oh, I'm still on an Uber chart.
I just covered more Palantirs.
On Uber. Oh, you must have, someone mentioned Uber. That's why I went over to look at it.
Yeah.
No, but
they have
Palantir.
They have earnings.
This week.
Yeah,
right.
Wednesday.
That's what it was. No, Palantir is trend breaking. This is a trend from the November high that is breaking if we hold above like 148. And doing so after earnings, I think, is even better. So that looks pretty spicy. And again, anything can happen, but that's what I want to see because I think there's an opportunity for a big breakout in this stock. And then the first step, of course, would be like the so the expected move takes you right in and around to prior resistance. Ideally, that's what you see. So even if it doesn't do bigger than the expected move, it would still be breaking a long trend here on PLTR. Let's see what the early look on the imbalances say. They are...
Well, Palantir's NASDAQ now, right? So.
Yeah, so all you got is new again. We saw that on Friday, I believe. So 5 million sell on NU, BAC, not a big deal. What's pump 1.3?
Taylor, man, I'm tired. I already explained that to you. Of course I'm yawning. Look, I got this iced coffee here as well. I actually didn't even drink too much coffee this morning, so I'm just trying to stay alive.
So about the
right
tea
now,
today?
I'm exhausted today. And plus, we went to the gym and everything. So, but you know what, man? I don't know. Like, regardless, I came in super tired this morning, but we're still putting the trades on in here for you guys. So I hope you guys are enjoying the show as we're just regular dudes trying to make a little bit of cash. Right there. Oh, before I go over to Adair, I just want to show you. So Palantir just went for a jog there a little bit on that move higher. So, boom. We take a little bit of a piece out right there. And, oh yeah, that's right. I got to learn how to do alerts. Can we do alerts on this platform, our own? Because now we kind of cool. Yeah, if it showed up. Right here, we have this toolbar. I'm gonna figure out alerts. I used to know this platform left and right when I was, traveling around getting people all hooked up. But right now, I have not used it. I use eSignal a lot, obviously, for the alerts and for the scanners, but I should use the native programming here. All right, Adair, what you got over there?
Be aware here, guys. Keep an eye on this market. Getting comments over the last couple minutes from Israel's Hayom news source saying that the U.S. and Israel are considering hitting Iranian missile launchers and an energy facility in response to Iran's attacks on the UAE today. Back to you.
So this is pretty simple in real trading.
Yeah,
you open up a quote board, and then any quote board, you set up alerts, and then you can just make, like I would make a new one. I don't know, like I'm not going to do it, but like I just put in, I could say like the bid gets above whatever, right?
That's
or
exactly
the ask gets
exactly
whatever. Or I can say like, like volume or whatever, or the last price hits something.
So I mean, you make a list first is what you need.
Yeah, but you can use a list that you already have. So like if you have like your watch.
You can't. If you open up the quote
list,
board, nothing opens. That's why, because I've never used it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you just have like this.
I have like a bunch of different lists that I already have.
It drops down. Like I have ones called daily movers. I don't say there's like nothing. Oh, this one before. Look. Oh yeah. Look. I wonder when I was making this list before. Look. What? AMC.
VIPs.
Yeah. VIPs. Neo. Lucid. Look. I even have Facebook in here.
Let's go.
This is how old this is. Ear. Like what is this daily movers list that I made up?
Remember, because it was those two moving. It was ear and then eyes was an actual.
There it
stock.
is. FB. So that's hilarious. So that's been a minute since we've done that. But to Neil's point, yeah, you could definitely use our quote board.
Well, I can one up you.
So the reason why I wanted to do that is, you have
I haven't. No, I have a bunch of old lists. I have one that's like EVs. I don't even know what AYRO is, but I have Nikola on there.
I don't know. When did Meta switch over?
POL. What is POL? Polestar?
Polestar? No, not
That's
Polestar.
not Polestar.
No,
I don't even know what that is. KNDI.
PSNY would be Polestar.
I got a bunch of old stuff. Lehman.
Guys, we're not. Come on, my guy. We don't have Lehman Brothers quotes on here. That would be hilarious if we did LEH.
No, but ear was an actual. That was a thing. That was a runner back in the day. I don't think that stock exists anymore though.
Ear? No, I don't know. I mean, Facebook. When do you guys think Adara might not know this one? when they switched the symbol from Facebook to Meta.
Is it not 2022? I'm pretty sure it's 2022.
I mean, that's what I'm asking you. I mean, I'm trying to figure that out. I'm actually expecting the exact date, actually. No, I'm just joking. I'll take the date. I'll take the year. That would make sense. I think that's about 4 years now. I'd almost think it's even before then. But, I mean, we have to ask one of the large language models right there. Yeah, we'll look it up. It doesn't matter.
May 31st, 2022.
Ooh, so we're almost right on there. We're almost at that 4-year anniversary there. So good job there at Darren in the 22s there. And then he switched over, basically canned the metaverse. If you bought on that day, you're probably laughing, no? I mean, this is what I'm saying.
It was under $150 back then.
Every single person I run into that is a year younger than me, I'm like, get your money in the market or a day younger, because time in the market is what matters. You just got to pick the right stocks, which is
the question
hard to
I always
do.
ask is, do you have an RSP? Do you have a TFSA? Are you regularly contributing? Do you at least put it into the market? It's like those are the simple things. Like, picking up the stocks, like, yeah, get to that point. But you got to start somewhere. Like, you've got to have the investment account, and then if you have the ability to, like, here we have a tax-free saving account. You guys in the States have what's it called, a Roth, or is that right?
Yeah, it's one of those.
I think it's like a Roth or whatever it is. But like that's a huge advantage when you got the tax-free account where you can be a little bit more active in that, and then just get into the market, man. You can say it's a rigged game because it is. Because all central banks do is print tons and tons of money, and that money needs to chase things, and it always finds its way into the stock market. So the stock market, in a general sense, goes up. Like we get these, like we had Michael Noss on this morning. He was like, "Oh well, this signal, blah 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 blah, which looks like a short, and most people are short, ends up being a long 80% of the time." Well, like most of that's probably because the market's up 70% of the time, because we're always in uptrends in the longer run. Roth or IRA? Yeah, I'm not an expert on U.S. We're Canadian, obviously, so. But if
IRA, I think, is the tax, and the Roth, I think, is
Roth and an IRA.
The untaxed.
Right.
I don't know.
Which is a huge advantage. Like all my cousins, that don't, it's like if you don't, like the second you start working, you got money, even if it's a small amount, like it adds up, and it gets you in the habit of doing something.
I'm going to send an alert for Palantir and see if this actually works.
Positive habit. There were some quirks about it. I don't remember, but the first time I used our alerts, I remember there was something I didn't do, and then someone had to show me. It wasn't complicated, but I was doing, it doesn't really matter.
All right.
It was something about
I only need the last price. Yeah. I'm just adding into this. I want to see if I can get the quote board to work. So now I have my quote board does now say Palantir, and we have a whole bunch of different columns here. We're going to get rid of them all. And again, if you are part of real trading, it means you can literally just get rid of any of these. I'm just going to actually push them all over, and the only thing I care about is last price. So right there, I'm going to push that over, push apply, go yeehaw on that one, set the group link up to whatever I have over here, and get that going. So that way today, I'm not going to bore everybody, but today we did have IBIT right here. It was 44.50 was the price that we were looking at for IBIT, and of course, me, hey, it's me. And my daughter's going to, there's a Billie Eilish. So this week, we're going to Mortal Kombat. There's a Mortal Kombat movie, Mortal Kombat 2 coming out.
New one, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you watch the original?
No, I don't know. My kid started playing Mortal Kombat, and I was just dumbing him with Sub-Zero and all these guys. But okay, so right into here, 44.50. We wrote that down in the pre-market. It hit, and we didn't have it, and woe is me. So I don't want to make sure that doesn't happen again. So we're going to wait to see if we can put up and that's what I mean, like 24 years. Of me sitting here and trading, and I'm still not using alerts properly. I have the scanners going, we have all that, but I don't ever use price alerts, so this would make a lot of sense. Before I've just put 50 shares or something, so if it runs me over, okay, I'm long, then I'm long at that price, but then if it goes down $1 and you lose $50, it's like, what's the point of doing that? So we're going to pay attention to those alerts when they come through. Intel at the low of the day. So we go hee-haw on that one. That is your face slapper of the day for me. And I'm just glad that we were talking about, it was going to be my heaviest stock. It was the shares that we were the most in. It was Intel. We kept on talking about it. We did get stopped out right there. We had to work our way back in, so we do that. And then boom, to the downside as we get the low of the day right there on Intel. I have the high of the day. Like literally the high of the day right there, besides whatever happened at 9:25 or right away at 9:30. So we have basically the low there, the high there, and then the low right there again. So we're doing pretty good, and it's going to be that and Palantir are battling right now for top stock for me. So we're going to continue to watch out for that as that continues to go down. Tesla not doing too bad. Well, maybe we'll just exit this one. Only 12 minutes now until the imbalances come out. So something to look forward to tonight would be Palantir, Duolingo, On Semi, and one more. Oh, Dutch Bros, the big ones.
Hold on a second.
That was it. There was only 4.
Pinterest. That was the one.
Oh, Pinterest. Well, Dutch Bros is not tonight. Yeah, Dutch Bros was Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, Pinterest. Good one, Pinterest. Yeah, you don't have to whisper that. No one does care about
Nobody
Pinterest.
cares
You can
about
say it very loud.
No, it's tongue in cheek.
Oh, okay.
I know people still use it. Do they? I don't know.
Well, you'll find out the daily active users today, probably a couple of tens of millions.
I know my father uses Pinterest like regularly, but he is the only person that I know who uses Pinterest in any capacity. I know Obi also said on the show that he uses Pinterest, whether or not you want to believe it. I remember there's a whole thing of is he lying? But Obi has said that he's used Pinterest on the show before.
But they're not very good at monetizing anyway. So what difference does it make if
Obi
you're not any
lying?
good at monetizing, then it doesn't really matter. Even if they get growth in their users. Like
I'm not super excited about it, but
yeah, like if they have some kind of growth on like revenue per, whether they call it users. I don't even know them well enough to know if they call them users. Sometimes they call it something else. But On is the one. If it's not Palantir, this is the one that could be interesting and go. Bit of a boring day for ON, dead flat. But like, what are you gonna do? Like, that's the market too. Look at the NASDAQ, doing absolutely nothing. IBIT ended up not being, okay, I'm glad it didn't try to go. There was just no long in this one. If anything, it was like a maintain the short kind of situation. But I'm bullish. I'm still going to be bullish on Bitcoin. It just did a bit of a measured move, and I flipped into the short way too early, I think. Yeah, because I got out of IBIT and started shorting BMNR and left something on the table. BMNR ended up being my best stock, but if I'm being real about it, if I had stayed into IBIT and held more of the up move in IBIT instead of going for the early reverse in BMNR, I think I would have done overall a little bit better because I still would have caught the turn at the high in BMNR and I would have got a secondary push to the upside. And that's the thing you got to do. Like, just because BMNR was good doesn't mean that was the optimal path today. Although Rivian breaking 15 that's the missed opportunity. That's the easiest trade that was out there. 15 was the low on Friday. 15 was a pre-market low. I don't know how easily you get the fill when it breaks, but it's Rivian. You probably get 98s or 99s. It wasn't SSR or anything, so there's nothing stopping you from getting that print. I think that was the missed chance. And that's how we evaluate the day. Like, up is great, but better is always better. NU is going to be on my radar. This 5 million share sell with 25 million volume today. So it's a pretty decent sell size. If it pops into VWAP, I want to short this one and then look for the imbalance to just come out as is, and then it'll be good enough for me.
You hit that like and that subscribe. Yeah, there's 5,000 people watching. We have more than 5 likes. So YouTube does have a funny way of.
It's always broken.
Its algorithm there. So, yeah, it's just like nothing's really hitting. Let's check out GameStop. They were down 8% the last time we looked at it. Now down 9%. I guess maybe it must have gone. It probably went SSR. Oh, did it? Yes, it did. So it did go SSR right there. It means down 10%. So, but look at the level it bounced off of twice now, 2350s. So if that comes back into play there, it's actually 2367. 68. I don't care if it is that number. We're not going to say it. 2368 as the low there for GameStop. And then, they are, again, you can go find it. And Ryan Cohen's been interviewed today and explained himself and so on and so forth about this whole eBay transaction and if that can get done. I actually really think that it could get done and do think that there is a decent opportunity for that to get done. And it's just, I like what eBay and GameStop can offer to each other, and if there was an amalgamated company, it'd be interesting to see how that one looks. Because I don't mind it, honestly. I think that there is some good synergies there, including the collectibles market, the grading system, and I don't know if it was you or Sharif or Joe or someone said, like, with all the GameStop stores that they have, you can go in there and potentially have your cards graded there in store for cheaper than sending it over to PSA, because like when we got my kid's Pokemon card graded, it was a couple months before you get it back. Yeah, so if they can do that maybe a little quicker and be trusted, in the industry, then that would allow people to maybe post up on eBay or wherever and get a little bit better reaction time and quicker turnover, and they can make a little bit of money. So I don't know how big a market cap that would create. Like if that's going to be your business model, I don't know how much revenue comes in from that, but it's a pretty hot thing right now, the collectibles market. So, all right, I'm going to get out of Tesla. I've just seen this go down, not like it's gone down that much, but we're going to get out there at 15s and just get out of Tesla, ring the register there. We'll props it up for anybody that's in that. And I'm now out. So in and out of Tesla, just because. Like, there's no point in giving anything back. We had less than 10% left, and we'll just take it out now and count our chickens because they've already hatched. We got it right there back into the upside for TSLA, so we're gonna go 4 for 4 today, including right now Intel at the lows, Palantir not at the highs. We've already cashed out a good amount of Palantir. I'm just gonna wait. I might even hold this all the way. It doesn't matter. So we'll wait to see Palantir, not a huge amount of shares. And then the other one that we had today was SoFi. And although that was, so far so good early, it did not give us too much late. We fell all the way in. We got stopped out at 16.30 right there. Still positive, but maybe it buys me one of those Dutch Bros Annihilator coffees. Has anybody had Dutch Bros in the chat? They have a coffee called the Annihilator. So I wonder what the caffeine content or how many shots of espresso that is.
That was intense.
Do not give that to Joe.
Why not?
Well, because Joe freaks out after having like one espresso.
Oh,
so.
okay.
We got to make sure that he's insane.
Might get back on the espressos. Randy started randomly giving.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, and I'm like, that was
good, right?
Every now and then I do.
Yes.
It's like I don't really.
A tasty treat.
Yeah, it's just something to switch it up.
Mm-hmm.
Just to randomly switch it up. I think sometimes. I was asked in the chat where I think IBIT's going to go tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to come in looking for the long again. I just think we're in the midst of we're in an uptrend and we're in a bit of a breakout. So, from a technical standpoint, you can just sort of say it's already put in like 2 back-to-back days, which were similar. And I said, like, the first thing I'll admit to is I got out and was looking for the short too early and went over to BM&R and, missed out some there because I shorted BM&R at this point and then at that point and at that point. But if you're holding along, you'd be better off. But it's given you like a dollar change range for 2 days in a row. But it's had consolidative days before, where you get a couple of movers, and then in between you'll get these consolidated days. It feels like it's probably due for that, but as long as it just needs to hold 45. Like if we're above 45, then to me, even a consolidated day gives you like 1.5 points. So that I already know that's the line I'll be looking at. Maybe you gap underneath it and that stinks, and then maybe I'm not thinking long tomorrow. But I already know the level I'll be looking at. That's a prior high. It was initial resistance, and we've held above it. So by default, I'm probably going to look for a 45 long tomorrow morning if this is where we end up at the same price tomorrow, and then I'd be looking for that high. The trend is your friend till the end, and I'll be exactly the same way until BM&R breaks out on its own. If this doesn't get above resistance, then I'll want to fade this too. But I have to wait for your spot. Like I'll be long up to a certain point, and then when I like the short, I'm going to like it here as opposed to in IBIT. But nothing too much has changed. If we get more than a 1.5 range, great. That'd be fantastic. We're going to go to Dara, and then we've come back. We have a super chat from our good friend Easy Peasy.
They're playing the intro music for President Trump. That means he's going to be walking onto the podium at any moment for this small business event that he will be attending and speaking at. Back to you.
Imagine he name drops Palantir again, or the ticker.
I mean, what I wasn't here that day. Did it actually do anything?
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, it was a disappointing follow-through.
Right, that's what I thought.
The initial move was fantastic. It's just if you, I remember I scalped in once and then tried to make, it was just no magic after the initial
yeah,
push.
because I was looking at it because I was away and I came on my thing and I was like, it's like President Trump, it's the first time ever a sitting president actually mentioned a company's ticker and everything while the market was open and so on and so forth. So I was like, oh great, we're rich. And then it just moved up a little bit.
It made you expect more.
Yeah,
you couldn't, if you just, the original buy, you could have just held that and the reloads weren't exactly simple on it.
Right.
There was some scalp reloads, but
Makes sense.
All in all, I would call it disappointing because there was the sense that it was just gonna go meme crazy.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was looking at it, expecting it was up 1.5% or something.
Yeah, it was good. I think both Joe and I were up on it that day.
Okay, well that's always a positive thing.
But I don't know. Not everything's gonna be like an Intel where they get 5x on. That's.
Well, they didn't make an investment in Palantir, I don't think.
You know what I'm saying? Not certain things will go parabolic because they've been beaten up and at lows. When the U.S. government took a stake in or a little investment in Lithium Americas or whatever. That's a stock with a short float. It's small cap. Intel was at $19. when he talks up Palantir, like Palantir is already doing okay for itself. It's not exactly the same thing. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I'm going to stop yawning soon. A minute and a half to go. We are going to be staying live with you guys for Palantir. These are the imbalances that we're looking at right now. We'll see if we can make anything of these once 350 hits and those become live. We'll see if we can do anything with those imbalances, of course. And I believe we'll be able to find some sort of a trade there. So that's what we're looking at right now tonight. So, yeah, get ready for Palantir. We did get out of some Tesla. That means it's probably back up. Yeah, a little bit. Intel, good. We got another cover down there near the lows. I think it's about time. Let's just get out. There's only 1 minute now until those numbers come out. So we'll bid out now 56. We're now out there. We can go over to Palantir and see what we're going to do here. Palantir, we're still long at 145.50. We'll get out half of what we have left there. Oh, we just put it at 71. It rejects us. So we'll just wait, see if we get that. And then we'll go to the high side, hopefully with Palantir. We'll see. This could come out as sell, right, on earnings day. So we're very, very cautious of that. There it is. We get to 71. Now we're under 5% left here for PLTR. So far, so good. Trump just talking about how, you know, despite all this action with Iran, the market's just still at all-time highs. He's not going to be incorrect with that one, so therefore justifying more and more actions in Iran. All right, 8 seconds to go. SSM halted, nothing else. So here we go with only 10 seconds left. We have a small position on Palantir. We'll see what winds up happening. There it is right now. Nubank, BAC, Nvidia might be interesting to people. There it is, not really. Down ticking just a little bit. Apple down ticking a little bit here as well. I don't see any PL. There was Google downside 380. Get a little lower, Google, man. We need to buy you. Netflix, ooh, that's an attractive level now, 91 bucks. We had looked at Netflix over the last couple of days as that continues to make moves as well. Turn.
That's a deal closing.
Oh, I was going to say, guys, I remember hearing something about that name, so Turn is closing, okay? And then BAC, always these bank names seem to be hanging out somewhere, so, but yeah, not much going on there.
WFC is a buy.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah, oh, Amazon to sell. That's an interesting one there, just creating it down into 370.
The Iran detour is working out nicely.
Was he on vacation? He's going to a detour over there? What does that even mean? The Iran detour is working out nicely.
What is... Adara, what is the Iran detour? Is that...
The Iran detour is his way of referring to the conflict in Iran, actually. He also said that he thought that everyone thought that oil would be at $300, but oil is not at $300. They're doing way better than they thought. And the second the conflict ends, oil prices will go right back down. It's also worth noting that the only person who I've heard say that they thought oil would be at $300 after this conflict is actually President Trump.
He's got to remind people that, you know, it's not at 300.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just random price targets. It's also, you know what, President Trump's also not at 200. It's actually not even at 150.
Exactly. And
it's like, it's not that bad till it's at 300, everybody.
300.
Double your energy bills immediately.
If it got to 300, forget it.
Yeah, there's many other things that have to be broken. It's almost like, could you ever imagine oil going to zero?
Imagine that happened.
Okay, so yeah.
That was a heck of a day.
About that,
I can tell you, like it was hilarious to watch because almost all like your trading platform level 2 had no idea what to do with it.
Yeah, it was wild.
When your level 2 just looked completely broken. He was going the other way. You know what? I don't want this.
Board, daily mover.
I jumped in. I said if it went to VWAP, I'd like to short. Excuse me. I said if it went to VWAP, I'd like to short with that 5 million selling balance. It came out as expected, but it flashed down like 2 pennies. Didn't get on the bid, but I'm just going to punch out. Don't like it. Doesn't seem like it's going to be much of anything. It didn't come out bigger. It'll be all about Palantir on Pinterest. I'm like, I keep forgetting about Pinterest, like they're not important. And of course, Duolingo. Duolingo is a badly beaten up stock, which you could easily see this have like a Roblox moment. I would think, where everyone's like, oh, but it's down so far. I'm like, yeah, well, that's what everyone said. Whoops.
I was going to say, you have Dougie G over there. You got to go D-O-U-L.
You know what's hilarious? I go D-O-U, and then I guess I missed the L, and then Douglas Elliman is the first thing in the drop-down, whatever that company is. And then, of course, load. Ugh.
I put a Palantir warning here at 146.40 to see.
But it didn't work, did it?
No, I don't know. It hasn't got to it. It's
There
almost
was something,
there. It is.
There's something about the alerts. The first time I used it, it was like a really simple thing that I had messed up, and it wasn't working.
Mine didn't trigger there.
I don't remember exactly what it was. I'd have to double check, because I think there's like one small, not super intuitive, but not that complex.
Here, I think that's why. Display alerts. Okay, push a plug.
Because you know what? I think it might be default to the audio. I
mean, there is audio stuff there, but I just want to make sure, because I have my earpiece in. But I just wanted to make sure that it triggered there. So it might have actually came through right there. But then I got to have this up, I guess, to see it. So
But you can turn on audio.
Yeah. Right here. You go quote board here, customization, alerts, and then here's audio. So sound files. So I just don't have any files up in there. Maybe I can add like, yo, and then it'll get my attention.
Oh, you can just steal something from our Stream Deck probably, maybe.
Yeah. I might not even wind up using this. But okay, so White House is on lockdown right now, so not a good thing, as there were shots fired. We shouldn't joke about it, but apparently shots fired. There's always, they'll shut down the White House if there's shots fired, like even outside the gates, right? So President Trump's not there, right, Adara? So. You can't? Oh, he's speaking from the White House? I thought he was at that dinner or lunch or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's a small...
Okay, I don't think Adara's mic is on, so that's okay.
It's a small business summit that he's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the White House, guys. That's what I thought. He's in the East Room at the White House.
Okay, so there you go.
That's why I didn't mention this yet, because A, the market wasn't reacting, and B, I was incredibly confused because I was like, I thought he was at the White House. He is at the White House. There are lots of people at this event currently laughing at the White House, so.
They're laughing? Okay. Well, Trump's got mad jokes.
Laughing while at the White House.
He's got a lot of jokes
there. Yes.
Adara, when you're ready, we could do like a little quick Palantir rundown. I mean, because, we're going to be staying late for, take a couple minutes, no problem. We have Palantir's out in 10 minutes. We'll figure out what's going on there
Alex Karp on the
well.
call.
We'll get Alex Karp. Yeah, Alex Karp will be probably, if he has a second. Oh, I don't have the Karp thing on mine, but if we do have Alex Karp coming through.
Karp button?
Yeah, we have a Karp button. Yeah.
I don't have that either.
No, neither do I. I mean, I have, we have Jerome Powell, which you won't be calling here too much anymore. We have Kathy Wood. I don't know what the Alex Karp one is, but we do have one, that's for sure. Okay, so here we go, man. Just moments away from this name, and then Neil just talked about Duolingo. We have Pinterest coming through this afternoon as well. But let's just see where all the big names are going to wind up closing. So Nvidia 198, good level there today. It's been bouncing around 198, so we'll see if there's a trade there tomorrow, down 0.17, basically following and echoing what the market's been doing today. Gonna look like end up, near some of the lows there. We got out Tesla's a good trade, but that's only gonna be 392, up 0.34. We'll see if Tesla can continue to hold fort there as well. Name that I don't think we called up today, Microsoft 413, so down 0.3. Again, a decent report for Microsoft. Didn't really move too much last week on that one. There it is right there. But you see, the problem is, I've told this to Fabian again, please hit that again and notice his name. Let's hit it again, Andre or Fabian.
One time?
What? Yeah, hit it. No, you got to hit there, see? Alex Crap, it says at the top. So I've tried to get these guys to edit that.
Or we can just leave it.
They're too busy.
It's like the error card, right? Like it's better if it's got the little error.
Yeah, who knows? Then the other one there is Apple. We can have a look at that, as that was down 1.5. 1.15%, sorry, there for Apple. So down that 1%.
Let them keep selling Apple after earnings. It's just going to be an opportunity. That's all.
Yeah,
let them try.
Like Apple. Apple had a great report. All right, so here we go. We asked for it. It's coming up right now. It's Adara with a little bit of a recap.
Yeah, I guess more of a preview here technically for earnings, but either way here, we're going to talk about earnings. So implied earnings moves, just to go over it, Duolingo, Pinterest, Palantir on semi. 4 p.m. you get Duolingo with a 17.5% implied move. Pinterest and Palantir both at 4:05 p.m. Palantir here with the smallest expected move of the night here, 9.5%. Pinterest 14.5%. Pinterest moved quite a lot in its last report, so PINS on watch, then ON on semi at 4:15 p.m. Here's Palantir now. I want to mention here something that was interesting. You start to see this escalation here last quarter for Palantir in their commercial revenue growth, 137% year over year, above the 66% year over year growth in government revenue, which still remains their largest portion year of revenue, but it is again not growing maybe as fast as the commercial revenue. So keep an eye on that government versus commercial revenue breakdown here for PLTR. Last quarter they posted revenue of 1.407 billion, up 70% year over year. Revenue for this quarter, we're looking for 1.54 billion, which of course would be a sequential and year-over-year improvement, and earnings of 28 cents per share. For the record, Palantir themselves guided Q1 revenue, so this quarter they're about to report between 1.532 billion and 1.536 billion. Expect lots of infographics on this after this comes out. Back to you.
Thank you, Adair.
We've got 1 minute until the bell, obviously, and with that bell, we'll have those earnings for you live and the actual stock reaction, where it's going, where it is, where the buyers step in, where they don't step in, possibly in the case of Duolingo. We've seen that one heading to the downside pretty precipitously, and of course, ON will be a little bit later, so we'll probably just hang around until those flash out there, but it'll be mostly about Palantir getting that early reaction. And don't forget,
there it is. Okay, so those alerts worked.
Where Palantir goes, that IGV, we've seen it before. If service now earnings move the IGV around, yeah, let's just say there could be some, if they go to the downside, there could be some casualties and some people catching strays. But that works in both directions. So if it's going to move that group, you know that's volatility has been there pretty much all year in the IGV. With about 20 seconds to go, everybody, it's been a good start to the week. So far, even if the market didn't do much today, down 0.2%, a lot can change when you get the earnings season coming through. And sometimes sideways when you're at the high of the all-time highs is not a bad thing. I don't mind if you can sort of hang out at the top, as long as you don't pull back too far. We'll get that closing bell in 3, 2, and 1, and let's go.
All right, now we just wait, man. And by the way, that did work there. So yeah, it did come out. It spiked out when I put when it equals 146. So we'll be using some quote boards, I believe, tomorrow. So all right, 5 minutes to go before Palantir. We just went over there. EPS estimate of 28 cents. We'll see if we can hit that coming up very, very soon. Okay, CPB, IEEPA. Is that the? Yeah, okay, so IEEPA tariffs, it's still the tariffs, so they could be coming back, I guess, are expected to commence as early as May 12th. So is that Costco and all those guys that paid into that? So we'll see if there's some movement coming up there. We can just quickly look at Costco. Neil and I are just going to stay a couple minutes past the Palantir earnings, as we said. We're going to go over them with you guys, and we'll see what it comes to. Daryl will drop it. Nothing going on in Costco. Daryl will drop those earnings when we hear about them. You'll see it first right here on the stock market and the stock, so that will start to bump and grind one way or the other, and I'm hoping for up. I don't have an order at 160s, but I was thinking about maybe putting one there at the 200 period in case it does hit that. But hey, man, maybe we'll just ride right now, and I don't have an offer out. So we'll see what winds up happening there. Hopefully we do hold bids tomorrow. Thing is, man, sometimes you get very interesting reactions and then off algos, and then all of a sudden, once they go through the report, it could go the other way. So, you're waiting for you're not waiting for the release of the number. You're kind of looking for the forward outlook there, unless it's a complete disaster, then we could go the other way. But yeah, here we go, man. Palantir, hopefully not a Palantir, but we'll wait to see on that one. And yeah, we've been nervous about it. So Duolingo apparently is out, right? They are now out right now.
And it is bouncing.
Yes. Hey man, sometimes it's so bad, it's just so good.
Well, I haven't seen the numbers, so I can't tell you whether the numbers are good or anything, because I actually have not seen them.
You have Palantir.
Palantir, that's not out. Let's go to Adair for Duolingo.
Sorry guys, I don't have Palantir, that was my bad. I have Duolingo though, let's talk about it, I'll put it on my screen. So Duolingo, okay, this is actually just the summary of their earnings, so give me a second here to find the actual report. I apologize, I spoke too soon on that. It's one of those ones where I have to click on the investor relations link, so give me 2 minutes. Sorry about that.
Your time there. PSKY is out. PSKY, if anybody's taking a shot here on Paramount and their amazing purchase of Warner Brothers for however many $100 billion, whatever it was, there's a little bit too much, but we'll wait to see what the market thinks. Doesn't matter what we think, but there it is there, and there's all the way back down. So now we'll wait. Nothing going on in PSKY. You're all here for Palantir. Welcome to the after show. We're now 2.5 minutes away until that comes through. VRTX just reported as well. Vertex Pharmaceuticals. So we can have a quick little look on this number. A little bit of an upside play there for VRTX. So if you're in that name, You're getting we don't really need all these numbers, but we are going to wait. She does have it. Duolingo, let's just check back on that. I think there's probably a few more traders in this one. Still 110, 111 close, up 116. Do you want to go Vertex?
I'm still seeing no numbers of Duolingo. Nobody has it on X, and they announced on their, again, on Benzinga with the press release that they're out, but I can't find them on their website. So I don't know what these Duolingo numbers are, guys.
Well, hence the pullback, I guess.
So it just came all the way back. Well, that's exactly why.
We're hearing it in our ear from Benzinga, but revenue of revenue of 295 million. I don't know. That's the only number I heard in my ear, so we'll wait for that one. Okay, man. Here goes Palantir. It's already shooting up. You're already up about $1.50 here off the close. The no earnings yet. 146 is where we go out at. Let's call it 145.80. You're now at 147, 146.80. So you're up about $1 right here as people getting excited for what could be an epic report at some point here. We'll just see. To me, it's about the guide. We already know a lot of their businesses are kicking there.
Make it rain.
Yeah, make it rain. That's what we're trying to do.
Make it rain, David.
And we'll see.
That's what we want, because it's been in a downward trend for a while, man. If it breaks this out, it's got so much room to go. But you don't really know. And then remember, even if they sell it off, we've seen really good bounce plays this earnings season. So you just look for that low and then grip it and rip it for the dip buy, if that's what it ends up being. But still nothing. We only get them in like 30 seconds or so. But you see what happened in Duolingo, that is exactly why you shouldn't trade earnings. It only takes this happening to you once. Like, you're in this, it's breaking, it's like, yeah, it's huge short float, and you're screwed. Because you punched in before the number came out, and then you could have 122s, and it's back at 117. But Palantir in just a matter of seconds. We'll see the reaction before we get the numbers, and then we'll try to digest it as best we can. But it is going to be not necessarily about that first move, which is to the upside.
Yeah, there goes 150.
Yeah, there goes 150. But remember, it's expected move of 9.5%.
So you guys people asked in the chat if I was still in position. Yeah, I'm carrying a position in this. We'll just see where it goes right now. Adara's got the numbers. There goes Palantir. Just touched 150.50, Adara.
Yeah, and thank you, Palantir, for, unlike Duolingo, just actually having all of the numbers in your press release. So shout out to that. Palantir, Q1 2026 U.S. revenue growth up 104% year over year. Cumulative or overall revenue growth here up 85% year over year. They've raised their fiscal 2026 revenue, guys, now expecting 71% year over year growth. They're expecting their U.S. commercial revenue to grow here by 120% year over year. Again, U.S. revenue here coming $1.282 billion. Overall revenue for the quarter, $1.63 billion. Like I said, we were expecting about $1.5 billion, I believe. So that is a nice beat here. And again, 85% year-over-year growth for their overall revenue. Now, we talked about the U.S. government and commercial revenue. Government revenue still outpacing commercial revenue here. $687 million for government versus $595 million for commercial. But that growth for commercial still outpacing that of government. So again, government revenue bigger than their commercial revenue still, but commercial revenue seeming to grow at a greater velocity. 133% year-over-year commercial revenue growth versus 84% year-over-year government revenue growth. They closed 206 deals valued at least $1 million. Closed contract value here up 61% year over year. Now, again, I mentioned they raised their fiscal 2026 sales guidance. That's now going up to $7.65 billion to $7.66 billion. That's going to be above estimates of $7.267 billion. And guys, just a reminder here, we mentioned that they beat sales quite healthily. They also beat EPS, 33 cents adjusted versus 28 expected. Back to you.
And unless something happens on the call, I mean, you're going to be way under the expected move here. But yeah, I think it's green pastures, right? I mean, it's, big beat on the guide moving forward. You almost do have an equal government to commercial there. It was 680 versus 580 or so.
The growth in commercial being more rapid is still a good positive sign.
I still think we take out the highs here. I as people analyze it, there really isn't anything. I mean, Adair just sort of went through the numbers quite quickly there, but they're now out. So yeah, good guidance moving forward. Palantir, their sales 179 to 18 versus 167. So that's a big one on the billion side of things there as well. So it looks like they'll continue to impress here in the after hours, but not a huge move. I mean, we were already up here this morning, right? So all we did was really go right back into where we were at 9:30. Palantir was a good long. We had it there. We had it here. So we'll see about tomorrow. It could be a tricky trade tomorrow, especially if we just bounce back and forth. Let's see it hold 150. I would really like a 150 tomorrow on Palantir. And like I said, I'm still long in both accounts, and I'm still pretty fine with it. nervous on it, so do want to empty out. We'll probably empty out a little bit tomorrow regardless, and then we'll just see what winds up happening. We don't want to get out too early, but it's never too early to take some profits. So we'll wait to see what happens with Palantir tomorrow morning, and then just to double check back on some of the other names.
Dual is now red.
I was going to say, like, so that number probably came
when
out.
it's bad, it's bad. Although Pinterest is absolutely
the one
rocketing
you wouldn't
up,
think about, right?
25% up. Okay, well, I figured, I did think Dual was going to the downside, but I wouldn't have expected this from Pinterest. That's all I will say. What could the numbers even justify this? You know what? It's so far to the downside. 18% revenue growth, and they're doing $2 billion in share repurchases, and they have record users. Or some of the highlights out of Pinterest. What's the short float? That's got to be a decent explanation. 13.5% short float over here in Pinterest. So I think that colors it a bit, right? Like you do 2 billion share repurchase, you get more users, record users. Whether or not it's able to sustain the move, that remains to be seen. Monster levels at 26 and 27, where there's some bag holders on pins. But the bigger story tomorrow is going to be what happens to Palantir and what does that mean for the IGV. Because anyone that's been tracking that index, I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't want to be another. If Palantir's quarter results on it being down, I wouldn't want to be another IGV name. You want to be another software name if they can't buy this one up. It can get nasty for those.
Okay, yeah, so that's a wrap right now. I mean, we want to thank everybody for waiting with us once again here. We'll stay a little later the next couple of days on different earnings names that come through. But
AMD,
yeah, I mean, AMD's tomorrow. That's going to be great. Is it tomorrow or Wednesday? I think
Tomorrow, right?
I don't know, but we'll be there anyways.
Randy, buddy.
What's going on? I think we've lost the control board over there. Andre, that's his way, or Fabian's way of saying, let's get the hell out of here. So we're going to do that right now. As there it goes, Palantir now turning red. So watch out now for PLTR coming back in. Like I said, relatively uneventful there, but good report, good numbers. Looks like something might have been said. The conference call scheduled, I believe, for 5 o'clock. So we'll wait to hear if something comes through that. But hey, Adair, thanks for all the news today. Thanks, everybody. We're going to be watching this overnight for sure. All right, shout out to everybody working tonight on the board. Fabian, Andre, Ramin, thank you so much for everything. And hopefully we'll see Randy tomorrow. Okay, have a great night.
Have a good one.
Not much sports-wise. I don't think the Jays are Tampa, I think.
Yeah, we're going to Tampa, but what's basketball tonight?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. When is Knicks? Is that tonight, Knicks Philly?
Is it tonight?
I don't know. I definitely want to see that.
That's going to be a great series.
Yes, yes. So
yeah, I don't even know, but that's going to be a huge series.
Yeah, if that's tonight, we'll pay attention to that. And of course, sports comes right back at you, and we have the Raptors.
We'll
be back next fall. We'll see the Raptors, and yeah, shout out to everybody there.
Maybe we'll make it out of the first.
Maybe we will make it out of the first round, and hopefully the Blue Jays have won nice. I think that's 3 or 4 series now, although they tied Minnesota. They've won 3 of their last 4 series, so I think that's good. All right, everybody, ciao till tomorrow, 8 a.m. Check us then.